All right, everybody, welcome to the Eddy Live Show. I'm here with Chef Prish, who is an amazing raw chef. And I have a question for you guys. Did you know that you can take plant-based products like avocado and turn them into chocolate? I did not know that, and it sounds like magic to me. So we're all going to learn about that together tonight, I guess. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
I watched your TED Talk a few times. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. I mean, I have so many questions for you, but first, do you eat spicy food much, or?
I have a
Okay, I got it.
philosophy.
Okay.
Wait, in Taiwan, in Chinese, we say 我不怕辣,我怕不辣.
Okay. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah.
So every meal has to have some spice, especially in summertime.
In the summertime. Okay, so.
You know, it cools you down.
So if you spice in the summer, it cools you. Okay.
Especially like when you see Indian people drinking tea.
Sure. Okay.
In summertime, it actually makes
like
you
hot
sweat.
tea, right? It makes you sweat.
And then
Yeah.
after that, you cool down.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, I eat spicy all year, anyways. So I just didn't really. Yeah. So.
These look amazing.
Thank you. Well, so we'll start with the first one is just original because we just do like these cauliflower wings.
Yeah.
First one's original with no sauce, just so you can try it. Yeah. Hopefully it's all right. It's always hard cooking for a chef.
Like, how do you...
So we just have like a simple batter that I had like a vegan friend chef of mine sort of give me this. I mean it's 100% vegan. There's no eggs. There's no milk, no anything in there. No, I know, but yeah. So it's just a very basic batter, and then we bread them and we fry them. We have two different fryers. One is for the sort of the vegan side stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
it doesn't touch anything. Yeah.
All the vegan people.
We don't actually promote that, but we do have it. Yeah.
It's safe,
Yeah.
I checked.
It's safe. Okay. Good. Thank you very much. Yeah. So let's grab the first one before we really start. Yeah. So you go for it. Pick one or the other. It's all good. So this is just the basic. Yeah.
Crunch.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. It's always tough cooking for chefs, right? Enjoy. Yeah. Okay. So, thank you. It's just, we've been doing wings for a long time, and more people are. What's up? Yeah, it's on. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it's on. Yeah.
I'm just gonna eat my vegan.
Keep eating. Yeah. Should be good, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2. This one's on. I'll switch with you. How about that? It's all right. Keep going. I'm loud anyway. That one will probably pick me up. So. It's all good? Okay. Good. 1, 2, 3. It's okay. I can take this one.
What I like about this wing is that it's not too oily.
Okay. Because the
It's
temperature has to be the right
crunchy.
temperature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the texture of the cauliflower is spot on.
Thank you. Okay. I was a little worried about that. So, it's always hard to cook for chefs, right? So let's start with what brought you to Taiwan. Yeah, okay, well, let's enjoy our...
No, I wasn't supposed to eat the whole thing.
Of course you are.
Well, is everything okay with the mic?
Sure, you keep going, I'm good.
I came to Taiwan 16 years ago
Okay,
to take a break from my life in South Africa.
okay,
I had a great job back in South Africa
Sure.
as a project manager for an NGO.
okay.
So I came to Taiwan to take a break, but when I landed here, I realized how absolutely wonderful it was
Okay.
by virtue of the fact that I felt my whole body relaxing
Really?
in a way that I could never relax at home.
Okay, and how's that? Like, what do you mean? What makes you feel that you can relax here? as
Well,
opposed to
it was actually quite a literal physical feeling of the
Okay.
muscles unclenching
Really?
and relaxing. Because in South Africa, it's dangerous, but it's
Okay.
not all bad.
Sure,
I don't want to
sure.
say that, but it was at that time for me living alone as a single woman in Johannesburg,
Okay.
working a really intense job, and then being a little bit nervous about my safety.
Sure. of
Your
course.
body tends to contract a lot.
Okay, that
And then
makes sense.
that
Yeah.
becomes habitual, and you don't really realize that that's
Okay.
your state of being.
Okay. Okay.
So when you're not in that environment and you come to an environment like this,
okay.
you relax.
Everything just kind of decompresses. And
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got that. How long did it take you to realize? Okay. You just kind of exhaled and.
Not even kidding you, just one day.
One day.
One
Oh my
day.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
You went out for some dinner and you were just like, hey, this is pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walking down the
Good.
street and not doing this with my bag, that
Okay.
felt good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so basically, you came directly from there, and you came the first day. You were starting to feel good, and then how long did it take you to realize that you wanted to stay here?
I never realized that I wanted to stay here.
Okay.
Just the years just kept creeping by and creeping. I'm sure
Sure. No. Of course.
you recognize
Yeah.
that. And
It took me a couple years to figure out. I kind of I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna stay. I like it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still not sure, even though it's been such a long time.
Okay. Okay.
Simply because there's other places I want to visit.
Sure, yeah.
But honestly, if I could call Taiwan home, then if I could call any country home, it would be Taiwan.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
So yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't always easy, because
no, of course. Yeah. Sure.
like it's a monoculture, so the difference, the racial diversity is not there.
Definitely. Yeah. So you get kind of a lot, especially 15. You've been here 15 years.
16
you said?
years.
16 years.
Yeah.
So from then to now, I mean, I think it's gotten a little
A
better,
lot.
a lot better, right? Because I remember when I came here, it was like an alien, right?
Yeah.
And you get used to it, but I think it's a lot different now.
It is.
Right?
It
Yeah.
is. It's so
For
much
you as
more
well,
inclusive now.
Yeah. Okay.
And tolerant now, and I think a lot of that has to do with a lot of the Taiwanese young people going to study abroad and then
Okay.
coming back and experiencing the world as well.
I think it takes time. I mean, one of the weird things is when I came here, like 18 years ago, I was coaching soccer, and which I still help with now, and I was doing kindergarten.
Wow,
I was teaching
yeah.
kindergarten, and some of the little kids that I taught kindergarten to are now 23, 22. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to see, these people come in and they come and see me. They still come and visit me, some of them.
Yeah,
And
it's a good
some of them, it's
feeling.
great.
Yeah.
You have these little girls, these 5-year-old little girls who are just absolutely loved. And they come in and they're like 22-year-old women. And they come and they give you this big hug and you're like,
But you don't really
Yeah.
feel old, do you?
no, I feel great.
don't. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
feel
feel
old.
old.
Yeah.
No, for sure not. No, I feel like, hey, I feel the same.
Yeah.
Everyone else
Yeah.
is just getting older, right?
Right.
That's what I feel, anyways. Yeah. Let's get that next one. So the next one actually has some hot sauce on it. That's a little sauce made with the gumbao chili. The gumbao chili.
Gumbo
Yeah,
chili.
so-
No,
so
wait,
that-
hang on.
Yeah.
Gumbo.
The gumbo is
the
like
dried-
the dried cayenne.
Yeah, okay,
dried
okay,
cayenne.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do you describe that heat, chef?
This is so round one is pretty mild. I mean I always want to make a hot sauce with that. I would say if 5 is super hot, that's probably like a 1. That's pretty low.
Let's
2
have it for
max.
breakfast.
For sure, exactly. Yeah. So that's a pretty basic one. Yeah.
Basic.
Basic,
He
basic.
did not call you basic.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, enjoy.
Bon appetit. I like it.
Thank you.
Kind of like Tabasco-y.
Well, it's a pretty low level, but we use, I think, because we put vinegar. Most of the sauces have vinegar because of the natural preservatives, right? And
Nice
it gives
acid.
It gives it an extra flavor.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much because I'm gonna be like, you're like the super
No.
fermentation.
Come
one. But I saw your TED talk, so obviously fermentation. But yeah, I mean the vinegar kind of preserves and gives it a little extra layer. And we have tried sauces without. And I think the other way is like salt, but salt is so salty if you
Yeah.
really, which for me I don't like very much. So
You don't like salt?
vinegar. I like it, but I don't want so
love
much salt
salt.
into a hot sauce where it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, it's so salty. Yeah.
Have you been making hot sauces back in Canada as well?
No, I haven't. I mean, I cooked with mom growing up, but when you have a business and people are like, we want some more hot sauces. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So you figure it out, and a lot of times I'll call mom or I'll call family in Mexico, and you're like, hey, remember how we used to make that when I was a kid?
Yeah.
So how do we make that? Yeah.
Nice.
So we try to get all the recipes from back home, but some is just trial and error research. Like I've made quite a few bad ones that I'm like, wow, just this one's got to go. Don't make sure nobody serves this to anybody because it's pretty bad. Yeah.
We'll keep your secrets
it's a
on
secret.
air.
It's a
we'll
secret.
keep it on air.
It's a secret for sure. So we forgot to introduce yourself.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Maybe
It's okay.
you could, for those that maybe don't know who you are.
All right.
You could introduce yourself.
I am officially born and registered as
Okay. Sure. Yes.
a cat lady.
Okay.
I think cats are better than humans. And no, I'm kidding.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I am Prashantha. I'm South African. I'm Indian, but I'm African before I'm Indian.
So
Is
you're
that rude
born
to
in
say?
South Africa. Okay.
Yeah.
No. What? No. What?
I don't know. I'm so proud to be South African.
Okay.
And
The South Africans that I've met are so nice. The
really?
people that I've met are so. I mean, yeah.
Yes, we're known
Yeah,
for
very
being
nice.
warm
Yeah.
and friendly.
It's
and
like the Canadians, right? No, the South Africans I've met in Taiwan are super friendly.
you should go to South Africa. The warmth level goes up by 100.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
You know, like how in Taiwan we're not very touchy
Sure.
on public transport and whatnot.
Yeah.
In South Africa, if you bump into somebody, like I went back home and I accidentally bumped into somebody while at a park.
Okay.
And I just recoiled thinking, oh no, I'm going to get,
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead she turned around and was like, hey, nice to meet you. Hi, don't worry about it.
Oh wow, that's nice.
So nice, so nice. So
That
yeah,
is- that's cool.
what else do I say in my introduction?
I don't know.
My
I
grand
mean, obviously
introduction.
you're a raw vegan chef,
I'm a raw
right?
vegan.
Which
I'm
I
a-
think if people don't really know. I don't know many people that know that that's a thing.
Sure, it's a thing.
right?
It's a thing.
Well, I know it's a thing, but I didn't know that. You know, I mean, yeah. what
No, it's
could you-
actually
yeah.
it's actually been a thing since like before fire.
Okay, well, yeah, well, okay.
I'm
okay,
playing
okay.
with you. I'm playing with
No
you.
problem, no problem. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been in Taiwan for 16 years, and for a lot of those years, I taught English.
Sure,
And
okay.
for a lot of us expats, you know, we make
We all
that.
start teaching English.
We
and
all do.
We
and
like it.
Thank
and it's fun. yeah.
God for English because
Sure.
it's a lovely way to get to know people, and it's an honor and a privilege to teach children, and they really do ground you. And I'm just thankful for all the times that I did get to teach English. And then I made a transition to a production company.
Really? Oh,
I didn't
nice.
tell you
okay.
this. Because my experience in South Africa is working with a national NGO.
Okay.
I was a project manager, and like I was saying earlier, we did life skills educational theater
Sure.
for school-going kids.
Okay.
So we would teach kids how to. Oh, cheers!
I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to toast before I drink my wine.
Okay, cheers. We would teach kids what to do in situations of abuse, rape,
Okay.
HIV prevention,
Okay.
healthy boundaries in relationships, etc. So did that for quite a long time. So I brought over that model and did that in Taiwan for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that still going? Is that something that's
I
still going over here?
wish. My second biggest passion is theater.
Wow, okay.
It was really hard because it's not a framework that you see in Asia, because
Okay.
usually education is quite hierarchical. You sit down and you listen and
Yes.
you learn, you
Especially
memorize,
here.
and then you
Especially, yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
regurgitate. There's no room for analytical thinking
That's-
or
yeah,
agency or
unfortunate. Yeah.
anything like that. So we got a lot of feedback from the education department,
Yeah.
and they said, "Well, we'll approve you, but it won't work."
Okay. Okay. We'll say yes
Mixed messages.
just because we want to make sure that it's not going to work, and we want you to know that. Okay.
Yeah, honestly,
okay.
I'm so grateful
Okay.
for the support.
Sure,
They
okay.
actually let every school in the districts know when we call, you should let them come. And what happened was the frame. I'll do this very quickly because I know we've got
No,
to.
sure.
Are you
Keep
sure?
going, yeah.
It's an hour. It was an hour of time, and the hour was split into two 30-minute segments. And the first 30-minute segment was the play, and the
Okay.
second was the facilitation of the Q&A.
Okay.
And inside the play, we chose archetypal issues, stereotypical problems. We chose characters that the kids could relate to easily.
Okay.
And we did this on purpose because we want them to tap into the conflict.
Sure.
And then we
Okay.
didn't resolve the conflict, because we wanted to create discomfort in them.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
when that discomfort was created in the Q&A session, the first thing they would say is, well, why didn't Mike do this with blah blah blah, and why didn't that, and then we would take it back to them. Well, what would you do in that situation?
Okay.
Because the whole point is agency.
Of course. Yeah.
Make
Okay.
a decision and act on it, right?
So the reaction was good?
We had to shoo them
From the
out.
kids? Okay, really?
I get
Okay.
goosebumps.
That's great. Yeah, no, that's what it's
Yeah.
about. Okay, good.
So
That's fantastic.
we did
Yeah.
over 300 shows in 1 year.
In Taipei, or touring the whole island?
In
or-
Taipei.
Really?
In Taipei.
I mean, there are a lot of schools, right, in Taipei?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
We did like sometimes 3 shows a day.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in
Wow.
Mandarin, it was all
In
in
Mandarin,
Mandarin.
all in Mandarin.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you learned Mandarin early?
No,
earlier,
I
or what?
was only the founder, but
Okay,
the people
okay.
who actually did the work were all
Were
local.
local. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Wow.
we had one determined expat who practiced Mandarin
Determined
hard.
it. Okay. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's a tough language for sure. Yeah.
I love it
Yeah,
though.
it's a-
Don't
yeah,
you
for
love
sure.
it?
I do.
You're
I do,
fluent,
yeah.
right?
Pretty. I mean, it's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, when something gets really technical,
Yeah.
it's tough. Like
Sure.
the topics that I know and the things that I'm always talking about. Like no problem.
Like
Chatting.
beer,
Yeah, well, yeah, beer.
baseball.
A lot of beer. No, not much.
Not
baseball.
poutine.
Yeah, not poutine. Yeah, and we were just chatting about poutine and Canada, and we were talking about Canadian foods, and I mean, people always talk about poutine and stuff, and it's good.
I don't get it.
But I
Oh, it's
grew
good.
up. But well, I have to say that. Now I grew up eating Mexican food. Like we had tamales and tacos and beans and rice.
That's right.
And we had
Preach.
homemade
Preach.
tortillas and I mean pickled jalapenos on the table all the time,
Woo.
and avocados and guacamole and everything. That's what we ate. So we had poutine when we go out to watch a hockey game and stuff, right? But that's kind of like
That's it.
yeah. That was it. I mean, so when people ask me, I'm like, hey, do you crave or do you miss that? I mean, I miss my family's cooking. I miss my mom. I miss my family. But to be honest, I'm actually more at home here than in Canada. I like it here more than Canada.
Sure, yeah.
So family in Mexico, huge family.
Yeah.
Mexican families are huge. But also I still feel more at home here than in Mexico.
That's so
yeah.
interesting.
It's weird.
It's
I'm
very
just a
weird.
weirdo, I think.
No, but I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah,
I
I'm just a weirdo,
understand.
I guess.
I'm
Yeah.
the same.
I mean, in this area, I don't know. I don't know. Taiwan's just been so good to me, and
It's a very welcoming, warm place to live.
yeah, it is Taiwan. It's Taiwan #1, right? We love it. We love it here.
Yeah, we do.
I didn't plan on staying. I
Yeah.
planned on coming for maybe 1-2 years, and then
Same.
maybe trying Korea, and then maybe trying, I don't know, Japan and wherever, right? Just China. But I came here first, and I just kept staying, kept putting it off, and I have visited Japan and Korea and some of the other countries, and I think I made the right choice.
Yeah.
They are nice, but
Yeah.
I mean, Taiwan. I mean, I hate to say it, Taiwan has this little bit of. It's perfect for me. It's got a little bit of ghetto, right? A little bit of ghetto in it.
It does.
Like Mexico. Mexico for me, the warmest, best part is like the ghetto area where the people are cooking outside and everybody's just
Right.
chill. That for me is one of my favorite feelings
Yeah.
in the world. So Mexico has a lot of that. Canada doesn't really have that.
Sure.
So, but Canada, it's pretty safe and stuff. But Taiwan is also very safe. So we've got that really nice, safe, warm country. But they still got that little bit of ghetto where you can go
Local
to the
flavor.
a little bit of
Yeah.
that. You can go to the night market.
Yeah.
Things are open late. So for me, it's kind of the best of both
Yeah.
worlds for me. So
It's interesting
Yeah.
because I feel there's so many similarities between Taiwanese culture and Indian culture.
Look, I feel the same about Mexican, but you go first. Yeah.
Well,
sure.
like cooking outside.
Yeah, cooking
we
outside.
when we were kids, we had these big family gatherings and weddings and even funerals.
Okay.
And there's this
It turns out to a party in the end, right? Yeah, that sounds a Mexican shit.
or a
yeah.
big fight.
Yeah, or fight. Yeah, sure.
And we had this cooking utensil called an anda.
Anda.
Anda. And it's a big ass pot that you put on a fire.
Okay, I love
And
it.
then you do a layered biryani. Do you know what a
I
biryani
love,
is?
Of course, I love biryani. Yeah,
Layered
yeah,
biryani,
yeah.
and that would cook for hours and hours and hours, and
Really?
that smell of the smoke
Okay, yeah,
and the
of
wood,
course. Yeah.
and then all the aunties would be sitting at the table peeling
Yeah.
green beans by hand.
Yes, that's the best. That's the same as Mexico. You know, you're cooking your food outside,
Yeah.
but instead of peeling green beans, they're making tortillas, you know, by hand.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's the best.
We do
I love it.
roti.
Roti, yeah, same thing, right?
Are
Similar.
we family?
I think so. I think, you know, the first time I went out for Indian food, I was like, what? How have I not had this before? This is amazing. So we actually, we go for Indian a lot.
When was your first time, Ed?
I would say it might have been in Taiwan, I'll be honest, because in Canada, I come from a really small town, and there are no Mexican restaurant, no Indian restaurants.
At that time?
At that time. The Indian families, they're all kind of cooking at home. The Mexican family, everyone stays at home and they cook at home. Once a year, though, on Canada Day, we'd have a big parade, and at the end of the parade, there was food stalls, and you know there'd be like Greek food and Chinese food and Indian food. That's where I got to try samosas and stuff like that. And you know, not sometimes Mexican, but it was amazing. I mean, I think that was probably the first time I had Indian food. But coming out here and getting like the like going to a restaurant and having,
I don't know, man.
so
I don't have
things.
high hopes for that first experience
Yeah.
being great because that was 18 years ago in Danshui.
Yeah. Well, that's
Was it
true.
the dude who was making the tea that you just told me about?
No, so the dude making the tea, he was kind of going out of business, and we took his space,
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
that's how we started as our burrito stand. But like, no, I think my first Indian experience in Taiwan's probably saffron, right?
Ooh la la.
Which is
If you
it's
don't know,
fantastic.
saffron is pretty fancy.
It is fancy, but it's delicious.
Authentic?
It's good. I don't know what authentic is.
I just said it like a
Indian.
question, didn't I?
You
it's
did,
authentic.
yes.
It's
Okay,
authentic.
okay. Like authentic? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, because I've obviously never had. I don't know if I've had authentic Indian, but the stuff that I've had, I like good food. Food there is very good. I've tried a few different places, and I enjoy pretty
Yeah.
much all of them. Yeah. So
I learned that not everything is curry. And I learned that when I came here.
okay, really, okay. You're mocking me, right? Yeah. So
No, I'm not.
Okay. No. I've actually had. I love the all the stuff that's cooked in the tandoori, and
Yeah.
I love curries. And
No, in South
it tastes
Africa,
like
we
Mexican
call
food. I mean,
everything curry because we're a colony.
Okay. Really? Okay.
You know,
okay,
the Britain.
okay.
And when I came
Oh,
here,
I get it. Okay,
my
okay,
Indian
okay.
friends were like, "Why are you calling everything a curry? It's not a curry."
That's funny.
So I learned that. I learned more how to be an Indian in Taiwan, really.
Really?
Yeah. I learned how to tie a sari. Do you know
Really?
sari?
I know what it is. Yeah.
It was like a cardio
I have a lot
workout.
of Indian friends in my hometown, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wow, it's funny because when I came here, I also feel more. I don't know. Like in Canada, I was kind of like a Mexican Canadian, but not
Yes.
really a Mexican.
Yeah.
Not really a Canadian. More Canadian, but just kind of a weird. You know, some you grow up
And
with, and
here
you get used to.
it stands out here.
Yeah, and here, yeah.
Because you have to explain yourself to people over
Sure.
and over
Sure.
and over.
Last week I had a model, Benji, on, and he's
model.
he's mixed. He's half American, half Taiwanese, and him and so many other people, they assumed I came to Taiwan because I'm mixed. They think I'm half Asian.
I was
so a lot of people
gonna
thought that.
say.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it. Yeah,
I don't
or
want to
think
be
it.
rude.
No, I'm not. I'm not insulted. It's fine. Yeah. I'm actually. My parents are both Mexican, and they immigrated to Canada.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't look very Mexican. When I go to Mexican, they're like, "Where are you from? The north?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Where? Monterrey?" I'm like, "No. Keep going." And they're like, "U.S." I'm like, "No. Way north, like almost Alaska." So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Wow.
way up there. Way up there.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's pretty nice. Yeah. I enjoy it.
But in Mexico, you mentioned the place your
my
hometown.
family's from. Yeah.
What's the name of that?
It's
thing?
from Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara, yeah.
Where geographically?
It's kind of like middle-ish, kind of middle-ish, westish thing. It's Mexico City is maybe 4 hours away.
Oh,
I believe.
okay.
Yeah, so it's one of the bigger cities. I think it's good. Sound okay? Oh, is it me hitting the table? Oh shoot! Sorry, I'm hitting the table, and it just goes gunk. You know. So.
Don't know how strong you are.
Yeah, no, I had one of my best buddies that's a chef as well. He was on and he's just like, trick. She's just like, and I'm
Stop
like,
it.
what, yeah. And then when I went back to hit it, I was like,
Right.
I got it. Yeah.
Who's your best buddy?
One of my best buddies is Francis. He's also a chef. He's got a place called Ruben in Shinju. Ruben, yeah. So I have a lot.
A lot of best buddies.
Well, you live here for a long time.
Yeah.
And the people that stay.
Nice save.
Yeah, for sure. No, but I mean, you meet a lot of people, and the ones that stay become kind of long-term friends, right? Unfortunately, a lot leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird part of life. We stay, and I'm staying probably.
You have a family.
You have a family. Things are good, but a lot of people leave.
Yeah.
So.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I've learned to be okay with that. Yeah.
It's tough at first. Though,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with it now too. But
right.
It is also tough. Like one of my buddies who's sitting here at the bar. He's an Italian-American guy, really
this
good
dude
friend
right
of mine.
here.
Vito right there. What's up, brother?
He's not even paying attention.
He's not even paying attention. That's how entertaining we are. They're kind of on the fence, and then the COVID thing happened, so they're gonna stay a little longer.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it is still tough when it's a really, really close friend.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So yeah, I like it. I like it here, and I'm staying.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of like a raw diet, everything you eat has to be uncooked. So
even your men.
Okay, all right. Eat them raw.
Sorry,
okay,
I should have said that.
That's all right.
It's not the wine.
It's not the wine. Okay.
Yes, uncooked. So a lot of people make the mistake of assuming that raw food is slow cooked. I've had to write it into my menu in a special page to explain it in English and Chinese.
Okay.
It's not slow cooking. It's raw, 100% unheated. Not in. I'll just give you the spiel that I trained my staff with.
Please do, because I actually didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that you could make all of this stuff like on your TED Talk. You mentioned about when most people think vegetarian or vegan or raw, they just think like limp lettuce, right? And that's what I thought until I was like, okay, So keep going.
So it's not heated, not in a microwave, not on a stove, not in an oven. It's just raw vegetables, seeds, nuts, fruits, and we simply organize them in ways to portray mainstream dishes so that people can accept them more.
It's really cool though.
It is so cool.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. I think it's kind of like magic, and you got to have like some kind of like alchemy or some kind of like some little bit of genius to do something like this. Because I have a couple of vegan friends that they're doing some pretty crazy things, and it's like, wow.
But the thing is, like, when you work with that kind of food regularly, it makes more sense than cooked food.
Okay.
And it's easier to work with because really the most important instrument you need is a blender.
Okay.
We use a blender to make sauces and to break down nuts into flour and to mix chocolate and even to temper chocolate. It's a longer process. It takes a lot more time, but the blender is a very important instrument.
Really?
So raw food, yes, basically why is because the nutrients, enzymes, and minerals are at their maximum in raw food. Mm-hmm. And when you cook food, those relationships between the proteins, they kind of break down.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Exactly.
That's why everyone knows, okay, eat more vegetables, eat salads and stuff.
Right.
But it's hard for somebody to just eat like lettuce.
Yeah. But understanding the science of how it works. So if it's meant to be in this shape, and it goes into your body in this shape, it's gonna still be absorbed, but it's gonna be a little bit more challenging to assimilate and distribute.
Okay.
So that's the hypothesis, right?
Okay, sure.
However, I don't think that everything should be eaten raw.
Okay.
I don't believe a raw food diet is sustainable on its own.
Okay.
I do believe that more exists in food outside of nutrition, like psychology of eating, desire, pleasure, satisfaction.
That's what chocolate comes, right?
That's what chocolate comes.
I can go no booze, no coffee, no anything, but I love chocolate. So
why? I wonder why. Like why? What is the psychology?
Yeah.
So you probably have some childhood relationship to chocolate.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, chocolate is medicinal. Raw chocolate is a medicinal food.
Okay.
It was once currency,
okay,
and then it became medicinal. It became an instrument of initiation, as boys and girls became young men and women, they would be given a raw cacao drink as a
Really?
symbol of being initiated into adulthood. It's a provocative, medicinal, mystical ingredient.
Wow.
And
Okay.
the reason why raw cacao is so nutritionally important is
Okay.
because it's got the highest amount of magnesium in it.
Oh,
And if you had
I
to
didn't
just
know that.
oversimplify magnesium, heart wait, this is the brain.
Heart and yeah. No, keep going. Keep going. It's good.
Heart and brain. And so we want to feed the heart and then I did it again. Feed the heart and the brain.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Make better decisions.
Sometimes I'll go to. I'm not feeling good. I have a buddy of mine who's a Chinese doctor,
Yeah.
right? And he does like the acupuncture and the toy.
Another
the
mystical
right?
thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like the toy. The toy now. The little. I don't even know what it's called. Chiropractor, maybe.
Yeah.
Chinese chiropractor.
I love that stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then like the cups and stuff, and it's the best thing. I love it.
is the
So and
best.
at the end he'll give me a little concoction of like magnesium and stuff, and I'll just slam that. And I'm just like, whew, I feel
Wow.
good.
Immediately.
Yeah. I'm just like, I feel great. Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
you need more magnesium. I'm
And
like, that's why I'm here. I don't really know. How do I go out and get a supplement or what? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
magnesium's
so,
powerful.
Yeah. So it's
powerful.
pretty amazing. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why like when women get their periods,
Okay.
they crave chocolate because their
Okay.
magnesium and iron levels drop. So
Oh,
the
really?
craving for chocolate is the
Okay.
body's signal to say magnesium, iron, get on it, get on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But commercial chocolate doesn't deliver that
well, yeah. I mean, like
because it's
M&Ms,
roasted, right?
Yeah.
But raw chocolate is fermented and air dried. So the actual natural taste of raw chocolate is more grassy and earthy
Okay.
than chocolatey.
Okay.
And then,
okay.
but once you tap into that,
Okay.
it's powerful.
Is it available? Like, I mean, in Taiwan, you can get raw
Well,
chocolate.
there's people selling it from other countries, of
Okay,
course.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, sure.
I can hook you up. I know a guy.
I'll take some chocolate. Yeah, for sure.
Actually,
I
what you
love
should try
chocolate,
is
yeah.
the cacao nibs,
I'll take it.
the seeds,
yeah.
and then if you have a powerful food processor,
we do. Yeah.
you blend the crap out of those seeds until they turn into a beautiful shiny paste.
Okay.
Took me 3 days.
Okay.
You know what a conching machine is?
I don't think so. No.
It's
a
the
grinder?
a grinder, and
Okay.
it basically.
Well, we have a grinder because we use. We take local dried organic corn and we turn that into corn tortillas. So maybe the same grinder.
How long does that process take?
Oh, it's quick. Like we do a little. So that the old Aztec ways, we get the dried corn.
Right, Aztecs.
Yeah,
Talk
the old
to me.
Aztec way, right? So we take the corn. We get our corn from this organic farm. They send it to us dried in Taiwan. Yeah, from Taiwan. So this has happened in the last maybe 6-8 months, and because we were importing from Mexico and that, and on the boat it was okay.
On the
but-
boat.
Yeah, but on the
Mold.
boat it sits on a boat for like a month, and it's food. It's corn.
Yeah.
So you open it. Most of the time it's okay. Sometimes it would stink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't sell this. It stinks.
Right.
And other times there's just bugs in it. Right. And I'm like, I can't really use that. So I figured, I mean, there is a way.
Yeah.
So, again, I called home. I called family back home. I researched like the heck out of it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And figured out the way. We were able to get the dry corn.
When was this that you figured it out?
This was within the last 6 months, maybe 8
Wow,
months. Yeah, because
wow,
we were
that's
using
great.
the regular corn for a long time, and
Yeah.
it was fine. It was good. That's what most people grew up on, including me. What we're doing now is like to get that. Even in Mexico, you got to go to like grandma's farm where they grow corn.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing now was pretty good.
That's amazing.
And so we'd get that. We'd wash that, and then we'd measure it out with water, and we'd put it in a pot. We'd use it's like a little it's like a calcium, like a calcium powder. And I didn't think we'd be able to find it here, but it's actually the same powder to ferment tofu, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
So I was able to get that.
What does it do?
As soon as it hits the water, it does some kind of a reaction and it softens the corn.
Okay.
And so a lot of the
Starches.
it dissolves a lot of stuff.
Ah.
Yeah, and it takes. You're supposed to peel all the kernels.
Yeah.
So we've tried that, and we've tried leaving the skin on, but the skin's really soft. It's good. It tastes really good.
Good fiber.
Yeah, it's really good. So we left it on.
Insoluble, right?
Yeah, and we let that simmer for about 45 minutes, really low, and then we let it sit overnight, and then it kind of swells up. It's
Wow.
not cooked, but it swells up. It's
Is it fermented?
It's still
A little bit, right?
Probably a little bit. Probably
Is it
a little
covered,
bit. Yeah.
or?
It's covered. Yeah, we let it sit covered overnight at room temperature.
Amazing.
We do that, and then the next day it like doubles in size because
Yeah.
it absorbs water and
That's
it's really
fermentation.
soft, but it's not cooked. Like if you eat it, it's not cooked.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know what it is, but it comes out like that. Okay, we take it again. We wash it, and then we throw it in a grinder with a bit of salt. And we used to hand grind it, which was a lot of work.
With a stone or?
With just like a corn mill sort of hand grinder. We did that, and that was good. We wanted
You
to see,
are an artist, my friend.
We wanted to see if people were going to eat it before. I'm
Wow.
just cheap, right?
But I
don't
mean,
want to
like-
buy the grinder if nobody's going to buy it, right? I'm like, how much is the hand one? 1,000. Okay, how much is the
What, US?
electric one? 80,000. I'm like, okay, so I'll buy the 1,000 NT.
Is that NT? Okay,
right?
okay.
So it's like it would take us like hour and a half to grind
Wow.
2 kilos probably.
Wow.
And then people were just like, "Wow, this is way better," and it is much better.
Sure.
And so after that, we did that for a couple months, and then I'm like, "Okay, let's get the real grinder." We got the guy in to demo the grinder, and the grinder, it's a Taiwanese grinder. It's actually for sesame paste.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we use it for turning corn into masa. So
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah.
that was such a great
yeah.
story.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So it was we just try to do everything with as much local stuff as we can.
I respect that
Well,
so
thank you.
much.
It's a lot of work.
It
but,
is a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, you know all about all that stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
it's been
So I
crazy,
was saying that you do
Sure.
you do
Yeah.
the similar thing with the cacao
Yes.
nibs, the seeds.
Okay, yeah,
But
that's
just
what-
use your food processor. I was doing it at speed 1 for like an hour.
Okay.
Then taking a 3-hour break, and then speed 1 for an hour. I had time to kill.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
And
okay.
then you get that liquid, you put it into a jar
Okay.
or a wide box because
Okay.
it solidifies into a block
Okay.
again.
Wow.
And every morning, just shave off like 2 tablespoons and cook it with a cup of water and stir it for like 5 minutes. And
Really?
if you're like a hardcore guy, you can just drink that, and you'll be
Okay.
like,
Really?
yes.
That's
or you
interesting.
can
I like
add
it.
whatever sugar you like. I
Okay.
do it with raw coconut sugar,
Oh,
coconut
yeah.
milk, turmeric, and a little bit of cayenne pepper.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm
I
ready
want
to
that
take
right
on
now.
the world.
Yeah, I want that now. That sounds good.
So
Okay.
good. I'll make you
Okay.
some.
Okay. That
I will
sounds
make you some.
fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's grab this next one and we'll keep going.
Yes.
Yeah? Or you can keep going. I'm going to grab the next one.
I'm gonna grab the next one
Yeah, okay,
too.
sure. So the next one is...
Tell me.
It's made with fresh cayenne. So we make hot sauces here. And we usually, to make them hot, we use like habaneros and ghost peppers and stuff like that. And this one, we would always buy the specialty, more expensive, hotter ones, right? And this one, I thought, we always see these really long red cayennes. So I said, let's just use that. So that's where this one came from. Yeah. Yeah, right?
He's
I'm not
talking
like
to
a
me.
super chef, right? Yeah, I'm not like a super chef, but
No,
I think
no,
if
no.
something's here, let's try to use it, yeah?
It is talking to me.
Go for it.
It's a very interesting flavor.
Yeah.
It's somehow creamier.
Pardon?
Creamier.
Yeah. So
I love it.
most of the hot sauces we make, they have like a creamy sort of a base. That's just like really, really long. A lot of simmering garlic and onion. So when there are the vegetarians that can't eat garlic and onion, I'm always like, oh my God, I'm so sad because that's the base of everything almost, right? I love garlic. I love onion. And it's that's the base of a lot of Mexican stuff. So yeah, garlic and onions, we love it. I love garlic and onion. Yeah. Yes, garlic and onion.
But why is it creamy?
Because we simmer it with for a long time, and then it's basically garlic, onion, and chilies simmered with oil, obviously with some soybean oil, simmered for a really long time, and then when you blend it up, it's creamy.
Magic. It's the oil, right?
It's the oil. Yeah, for sure.
And wait, I wasn't listening to
No problem. Yeah, no problem. No, I enjoy it. It's
Where
good.
which chilies are they? Where are they
The
from?
chilies? This chili is a local
Habanero?
cayenne.
Cayenne.
No, this one's cayenne, so it's not too spicy. It's just because we'd always go to the market and we'd be getting like the rare ones that we can't get, like ghost chilies and stuff like that.
Right.
But there's always these really big, red chilies there, at least locally grown ones, I guess, and they're always there. And I thought, you know what, let's take some of those. And I didn't even know that was a cayenne until I met a local guy. No, he's an I think he's an American guy who lives in Tainan. He's got a farm.
I know him.
You know him? The Spicegasm guy? Yeah.
Oh no, it's a cheese guy.
Okay.
You know the cheese guy?
The cheese guy is
the wonderful, amazing Henry.
Henry. Yes. He's a great guy.
He used to grow jalapenos. That's why I thought it was him.
Oh, there's a guy down south that actually has like a farm.
Wow,
like he actually grows vegetables and chilies and stuff, and he pick them.
I mean, he's called the chili guy, isn't he?
Yeah. I think well his thing is called Spicegasm, Spice CHASM.
Okay.
So if you ever go to that, if you ever need, this guy's really good. Spicegasm, yeah.
Right.
Gasm.com.
Gee, I wonder what that means.
So basically, yeah. So he came up and we were talking about chilies, and he's like, "Oh yeah, those are cayenne." I was like, "Really? I didn't know that. That's cool." So.
Do you serve this on your regular menu?
We do. Yeah. Actually, to be honest, the cauliflower. Oh, that was one of the things I was saying earlier. We obviously serve chicken wings and they sell well, but once we started doing the cauliflower is kind of like
competing.
It's competing very well, if not overtaking. Like it's going.
Which
very
is
well.
it? You've got the
No,
numbers.
they're like I have to check, but they're very, very, very close. Yeah.
Wow. How do you?
We even have meat eaters that
choose that. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those lines are disappearing.
They are, for sure. That's why with vegan chefs that are able to make good food, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
because
it doesn't matter what you eat as long as it's delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I mean, a lot of the times when you go to, in my experience, you go to a vegetarian restaurant and it's like salad.
I hate it.
And I'm like, okay, so you have a salad and then it's
it's iceberg lettuce. I'm gonna get mad now. I'm gonna start getting mad.
Yeah, there you go. You get that, and then you're like, okay, and then the meal comes out, and it's like a bowl of like
brown rice,
out of a soup, or it could be brown rice, or like
a soup. Yeah.
It was like we had some kind of a bowl, and it was like some acai. It tasted like a Slurpee, and I'm like, that's my dinner.
No.
And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I mean, it tasted.
Healthy.
Okay.
It tasted healthy.
It tasted like, it wasn't bad. It was okay, like these acai berries and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it wasn't.
Didn't stand out.
I mean, am I gonna be like, I'm converting for like a bowl of, you know, like cold acai berry stuff?
Yeah, no.
I'm not. I mean, yeah. But then there's things that are coming up. Like there's a friend of mine that does. He's making like patties and stuff.
Ed, you interviewed Ed.
Yeah, Ed. Ed's fantastic.
I just met Ed online a few weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, like his patties are great.
They look amazing.
His stuff is really good.
You tried it?
Yeah, I've tried it. Yeah.
So,
we're actually gonna bring some of his stuff in. Yeah, for sure. We love Ed.
I will bring my friends.
Yeah, so his stuff is really good, and we actually have. He's gonna teach me some things. I'm always down to learn.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah. And shout out to Ed, right? Hopefully he's watching.
Hi, Ed.
Yeah, hi, Ed.
I haven't met you in the flesh yet, but it's coming.
And we've got quite a few people saying hi. Philip James.
Oh,
thank you
hi.
guys. What's up? Hey, how you guys doing?
Hi, Eddy. That's the one I say.
Yes. Hi. Thank you. And if you guys have any questions.
Great interview and guest. Thank you. Philip James. Nice. Thank you, Philip.
Philip James. Yeah. So, yeah, Ed, great guy. We're gonna do some stuff with him.
I'm not listening. I'm looking at the comment.
Okay, that's okay. I'll talk to myself.
Okay,
it's all right.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Okay.
No, so basically we are going to do some stuff with Ed. And what I like is it tastes good.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, like I had like a burger, like some of his patties and stuff. I had that. I'm like, okay, I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied. I feel I had my meal. It's good.
Yes.
Like I don't have to eat meat for every meal. I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're having like a most of the experiences that I've had, it's like it's a soup, which is great. I love soup. Or it's like like a bowl of slushy, whatever.
A terrible salad
like,
with
a
piece
terrible
of
salad,
like soft soggy tomato and iceberg lettuce and that horrible balsamic fruity thing.
It's that. That's a lot. It's a lot of
I
that.
hate that.
And then the bill comes and it's more than we charge here, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
What's your average price point?
We pay about 400 to 500 per customer spends about that much. Yeah, 4 to 5.
And how do you serve this, by the way?
We serve it in 6s and in 12s. Yeah.
Just like in a thing.
We similar to this. Yeah. I mean, you can choose your sauce. It's the same as the wings, right?
Yeah.
You can choose your sauce. You can choose whatever you want. So, and on Wednesdays, usually Wednesdays are packed. We usually do half price wings on Wednesday, chicken or cauliflower. So.
Do you have a recipe for a vegan aioli?
I do not. My vegan game is definitely lacking for sure, but I'm trying to learn.
That would be like a nice.
That'd be great.
I can
I'll
send you something.
I'll take a recipe for sure. Yeah. You want to get that last one and get before we get on?
I need a bit of time.
Okay. Was it hot? Okay.
No,
problem.
It's not. It was so delicious
thank you.
that I just want to savor it for a while. I just loved that creaminess so much.
Thank you. Well, speaking of delicious, you brought some
I
chocolate.
did.
I can't wait to dive into that. And I was looking through your recipes through your Facebook and all that, and I saw that you're able to make buttercream frosting out of avocado.
Yeah.
How is that even possible? Like, it's crazy. Like when I see this, it's like.
Yeah, but you know, like
how
how people make pasta and pizza bases and normal buttercream. It's just a common ageless kind of recipe.
Sure.
You could say the same thing for avocado buttercream. I didn't create that recipe. It's just like it's just a thing.
It's out there somewhere.
It's a thing.
Okay.
It's a normal foundational recipe that everybody knows.
Wow, I don't know about
I mean, in the vegan world,
in the raw, maybe
in the vegan world.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where Taiwanese avocados come in so handy.
Taiwanese avocados, they're good for sure.
No, they don't suffer the burden of a personality.
Okay. Well, they need a tweak to make.
They're
to make
watery.
A good
they're large.
Soft and, yeah.
They don't have that Haas kind of density.
Haas has that really creamy
and that flavor.
Right?
Oh my gosh,
Haas is definitely nice.
It's the bomb.
Avocados are tough here because. Sometimes they're really expensive, and sometimes you get them and then they're all black when you cut them open, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's
but those big ones, those local ones, they are amazing because you can leave them out for a week, and still after they blacken, you could leave them out for 3 more days.
Okay.
And then the skin starts to shrivel. You could leave them out, and they don't blacken on the inside. They just get deeper and deeper and deeper in color.
Okay.
But then it
That's
provides
true.
the volume.
Okay.
And it doesn't have that avocado taste. You don't want that avocado taste for chocolate sauce.
Of course.
So you need more product to disguise it if it's a Haas.
Because it's pretty
avocado.
bland for sure.
Yeah. With a bland avocado, you need less product.
Okay.
So basically, what goes into an avocado, you could do avocado mousse, avocado ice cream. Icing.
Okay.
And basically, it's avocado, raw cacao powder.
Yeah.
Raw cacao. Okay.
Sorry, no. If there's customers there at the door,
no,
of
course.
It makes me
There's no one out here. Juana.
Hi. Can you guys watch the door? Thanks, man. Sorry, I didn't hate
it's
you
okay. You need to do your job.
I know, of course.
Don't let me distract you.
No, it's just that's why. Actually, Ed gave me this bell because he would be watching, and then they would be like,
it's a good idea.
He'd be like, I'd be like. Somebody's at the door,
and then you start to sweat inside your body.
You know how it is. You know exactly how it is, right? Yeah.
Anyway, so avocado, raw cacao powder, which is cocoa powder but raw.
Okay.
And whatever sugar you like. I use coconut sugar because it's got a toffee
that sounds delicious.
Tone to it, and then you can use maple syrup.
Okay. A
little dash of vanilla.
Okay.
And a pinch of salt. That's it.
Really?
And you blend it up and you have it. Oh, and if you want a bit of thickness to it, you just add a bit of raw cacao butter or raw coconut oil.
Okay.
The cacao butter, you make chocolate with it, right?
Okay, sure.
It's such a stable fat. You can leave it out at room temperature and it stays solid. But the second it touches any part of your body, your mouth.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be gone.
And that's why it's so popular with people doing keto, high protein.
Okay.
Because you want that fat and then it's distributed naturally through the body.
Very cool.
And it's got so many nutrients.
Yeah, okay. Very cool.
Want to try some?
I love it. We will. Yeah. Well, let's grab this next one and we'll do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Can we? Yeah. Let's grab this and then on the halfway we'll do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So this is our only kind of fusion-y sauce. So this is a Korean sauce because I love going out for Korean wings.
Yeah.
And one of my ex-staff's family had like a Korean place, and I was like, ooh, Korean wings, you know, the sauce.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. So we kind of tweaked it, and this is what we came up with.
Wait, what's in it?
One of the main base is like that. It's not miso, but it's like a red sort of a Korean paste.
Goju?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Yeah,
Gochujang,
I have it in the back. Yeah, there's that. There's a little bit of ketchup, to be honest, and kind of like soy sauce. It's not Mexican at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something that
The bastard child.
I thought, and we had some hot. Like there's a Korean, it's all Korean ingredients. Like there's a Korean powder, like a hot sort of a pepper powder.
Chili powder, yeah.
Yeah, chili powder, and yeah, that's what's in it.
Yummy.
So it's pretty good. Yeah.
So this should be quite spicy.
It's actually not still.
It's not, yeah.
First round is pretty mellow. Yeah. So.
What do you mean first round? There's another round?
Yeah, there's another round.
What?
There's two. There's 2 rounds. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
It's beautiful color, by the way. I love
Thank
it's
you.
such an inviting
Thank you.
color. It's so Indian.
Yeah.
My mouth is watering.
Eat it, please. Yeah. And a little bit of sugar. How was that? All right. It's a little
Decadent.
spicy.
It's
a little
decadent.
A little bit spicy, right?
I like the sweetness.
That's a very popular one, actually.
like
it's
the
very,
sweetness,
very popular. Yeah.
Oh, the heat comes in at the end.
A little bit. Like, so we actually have a group of, quite a few groups of Korean customers that come in, and when we put that on the menu, they ordered it, and I was like, oh, now I'm nervous, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, Koreans are gonna eat it, and then they liked it. Like
Yeah.
they come a couple times a week, and they'll have beer and wings, and
Do you?
they love it.
Oh, that's
I was
great.
Really surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
not surprised because I like it. I mean, I think the flavor's pretty good, but it's always, it's hard because they're Korean, and I've been to Korea twice, once for 2 days. So I mean, it's not part of my culture at all. I just love Korean wings, so that's where that came from. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, cool. So your TED Talk was amazing. I've watched it so many times, and you talked
you.
about like sprouting, the sprouts and the rejuve.
I'm not listening.
Yeah, the rejuve whatever it is. So. So
These
that's
are
it.
hotter?
These are hotter.
And these
way
gonna
hotter,
kill
yeah.
me?
The last one is rough. The other, it kind of goes up.
I loved that.
Did you like the Korean
Yeah,
one?
it's such a beautiful play between sweets and,
Thank you. I
and that
appreciate it.
creaminess again, and that
Yeah.
just a beautiful gentle spiciness.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And
yeah.
I'm feeling this like aura of warmth.
Yes. All right. Yes. So we really care about the food.
About
food.
auras.
We care about food, right? So it's got to be good. I like good food, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a few chefs on, and for us, I mean, sometimes you don't know if something's authentic or not, but if it's good and good food kind of translates, right? It kind of crosses over. From
I
cultures,
have to
yeah.
say, like, that whole point about authenticity with food.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, this is pretty contentious, but
Sure.
I feel we live in an age right now where lines are blurred, things are borrowed, and people say it's appropriation.
Uh-huh.
But I say, how do I say this? Like,
No, go ahead. Yeah,
Who-
I have something to say about
right,
authentic too.
like
Yeah,
who
for sure.
owns what, and how can we have that kind of ownership where we physically position ourselves in each other's cultures and we share? How do you learn if you don't share? How do you experience if you don't?
Yeah.
And we're having children with, like, marriages are more and more mixed, and there's this global community appearing. You cannot have that border between your food and my food.
I agree.
It does not represent reality as it is now. I'm getting worked up because of the chili.
No, it's okay.
I'm
It's
so
good. I
happy
agree.
right
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that word is
Appropriation. It's a
Yeah.
tough word.
it's a tough word.
We want your comments, by the way.
Yeah, let's have some comments. But no, I mean, also the word authentic is a tough word because I grew up eating my mom's Mexican food, right? And my mom's Mexican food is made with ingredients that we can find in Canada, and we cannot find everything, right? And in Taiwan, I also use ingredients I use Taiwanese
Yes.
corn. I use everything
Yeah.
in Taiwan. And so a lot of the times people are like, oh, this is amazing. A lot of times people are like, oh, this is not authentic. But it's like, what? Mexico, you can go to like a chili market. Probably India is similar, but Mexico, you
Yeah.
can go to a chili market, and there's like 100 kinds of chilies there. And here we have chili powder, paprika, and like the local chilies that we can buy here.
Yeah.
And there maybe somebody will go ghost peppers or something like that. That's it. We have to use what we can get. And so when someone's
That's
like,
a
oh,
good
it's not authentic. I mean, what I grew up with, I like it. I think it's, my mom's food is authentic to me.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to serve here. I mean, like, I love Italian food. Here's a story. I love Italian food a lot. And I went to an Italian restaurant a couple years ago, and I ordered some ravioli. And as a kid, I mean, there's no Italian restaurants. We don't have Italian, people many where we're at. But as a kid, you have like canned of like Chef Boyardee raviolis or whatever for like when you're like 8-year-old, you open it and you eat that and you're like, hey, it's like a mountain of cheap raviolis,
Right.
and you're like, okay, this is, you're a kid, you're watching your Saturday morning cartoons, and you think, hey, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, right.
And then you go to like a fancy restaurant and you order like plate of ravioli and 2 raviolis come out, and it's like the inside is like an egg yolk, and it's just completely opposite of what I remember a ravioli being. And then people are like, well, it's from this area and blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, well, I have no idea what authentic is, but certain people would come and say, oh, that's not authentic. You know what I mean? So we get that. So when we advertise and we promote, we never say authentic. Yeah. Because
it's impossible.
It's impossible. I mean,
it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's what
unless you're in Italy making Italian food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In Mexico, you're there.
And I'm saying it's more interesting to not be authentic.
I think so too.
It represents reality.
Yeah.
And that's the world we live in.
Yeah, and I also think the restaurant business is a tough business as well. And
you think?
Yeah, you have to, and people, you have to have something people want to eat. Again, I hate to go back and blast some of these places, but I don't need to eat meat. I can go no meat for a long time. That's no problem. But if you're going out for dinner and you're paying like, a decent amount of money for dinner and you're getting a salad and like a slushy sort of a bowl and that's your dinner, it's kind of like, that's tough. Yeah. That's a tough thing. That's why your desserts look incredible, because I love chocolate. That's why Ed's stuff is incredible, because it tastes, it's really hearty. That's the word. It's really hearty and satisfying. Yeah. Right? But if you go out and you're having like limp lettuce, I mean, I don't know how many people can sit there and just have limp lettuce. Right. 3 meals a day. How long can you go?
Right.
I mean,
and also,
that's tough.
Oh, ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Yeah, there you go.
You didn't have to this time.
Yeah. I'll leave the bell on your side. Yeah. You know how it is for sure. But yeah, so I think authentic is something the word that I don't use. I took that out of our promotions and marketing, everything years ago, because
good idea.
It's so, you get Mexicans that come in and maybe different areas, and this is not authentic, or you get people from California. Right. California Mexican is completely
I had
different.
Indians come in and taste my paper dosa and go like, that's not authentic.
That's not authentic. Yeah. You're like, what?
Because it's just dressed in a different way and it's, in a different plate.
Yeah, right.
They are right.
Yeah. Well, but also like Tex-Mex. I mean, I'm sure India and all the different parts of it's different.
It's different,
I mean, it's a huge country. Yeah. So different areas, they're not going to make the same style of food, right?
Regionality
Region, right? So it's like, it's crazy, because for me too, I mean, I'm making what we like, what I grew up with, and we're kind of dressing it up as something familiar that people will like. And
I feel
that's how it is.
As an owner and a chef, that is the basic, most honest position you can operate from in a restaurant, because people come for you and they come for your personality on their plate, and that's the only thing you can deliver. Anything else is contrived. But Ed on a plate is the thing that's going to speak the most, right?
I agree. I have to agree 100%. I mean, I think people are very important. Any kind of business, we just moved. I need a new computer monitor. Mine just broke. So all of our TVs here are LG, right? And it's a weird story. It's not food related, but it's people related.
That's cool.
So we met this couple. They have a little LG store, and we go there, and they're super nice. They come for dinner, and we have a pretty good relationship. So anytime I needed like a monitor or a TV, I would just buy LG, because I like these people.
That's it.
Is it going to be that much different than a Sony or whatever? If they're like all side by side, you might see a tiny bit difference, but when it's in your house, you don't see any difference, and it looks good. I mean, you get a good product, and the best thing is like I'm giving money to these guys. I like
it's the
them. They're good people.
Yes.
You know, they give me a good deal. They come to eat. They spend money here. I'm spending money. That's just
great.
It's good. So I feel
Symbiotic.
that way. I feel that that's the way that things should be.
Yes.
And that's why I'm doing this like talk show thing, because there's so many people like yourself that there's some of the things that you guys are doing. It's incredible, but I feel that it's not showcased enough. So we can help showcase it a little bit.
Thank you.
I mean, it's food. Food is dear to me. I love food. We have like professional fighters on that are just these incredible people, but people are like, oh no, professional fighters, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like the person is a great person, and this is a passion, and there's just cool things happening.
That's awesome.
And so that's what we try to do. So try to showcase it. Yeah. That's
Fantastic.
What we do. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming. Yeah. Should we keep going, or should we do the chocolate? What do you want to do? Wait till the end for the chocolate. We might need the cool chocolate.
Okay, tell me.
So this one should be. These are a little spicier. This one has a little bit of carrot, a little bit of onion, garlic, and some chocolate habaneros.
Okay, let's go.
But it's not. I mean, the thing about fresh sauces is sometimes they're like super hot and sometimes
Sure.
they dip. You know, I mean,
Sure.
yeah. I don't have to explain.
Can I
to you.
actually get a knife?
Of course, yeah. Really, can we have a knife?
Sorry,
I'm just a
I'm
pig.
one of those people that eats hamburgers
No,
with knives.
that's
I
okay.
do.
That's okay.
You
I'm just
said
like,
no. That's okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. No, for me, like I just like you even using a fork. I mean, I
Yeah,
would just be like,
you would just okay.
it's all over my face.
But you're married already. That's
Yeah,
okay.
okay. That's
She
it.
excuses you.
That's it. Yeah. So I'm just a pig. Yeah. Yes.
Do you have more comments?
Any more comments right now? Hey, Eddie. Oh,
Thank
Aaron
you.
is on. A friend of mine. I'll give you two. Go for it. Yeah. Yes. What's up, Aaron? How
Say
you doing,
hi,
brother?
guys.
Hi. Thanks for
Hi,
checking
Eddie.
out the
Hi,
show.
Eddie. Hi, Eddie.
Don't
Hi,
forget
Eddie.
to subscribe on YouTube as well. Yeah. And also in the description we have Chef Prish's pages.
Oh,
so
thank you.
You actually have your cooking classes, right?
Thank you.
And you actually recently started doing them through Zoom, right? Which is pretty incredible. I mean, how did that work out? Doing it like a Zoom cooking class. Can you maybe walk us through it? It's going to get a little bit spicier. So, yes. Okay, yeah. Yes.
Beautiful.
I'm not going to use the knife. I'm just going to pig out. So,
Be a
while we
pig.
listen to your Zoom.
Love it. Love it.
Zoom
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
coming, right? Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna be, and then that one's
It's
gonna
more
be.
than that. It depends. These three kind of fluctuate. Yeah, we don't have to do them all. It's up to you. Whatever. We just chat. The chat's the most important thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
So the Zoom classes. So you recently, what gave you the idea to
I
do?
really love spicy
Zoom?
food.
Yeah. Yes. Recently, okay. So the Zoom.
Ah, yes.
So you were doing personal classes before?
I've been
The whole
teaching
thing?
for 11 years.
Okay. Really? Teaching cooking in Taiwan?
Yes.
Nice.
So
Like
when
private
we
one-on-ones at your house, or-
no. When we first started, I worked with
Okay, this is hotter. It goes like this.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
The Czech Republic chef, and she was my inspiration for raw food. Shout out to Chef Adela Stolilova. Thank you for all that you've inspired me to do. And she came in and she did a whole summer series. So I organized the workshops, and we chose different architectural spots in Taipei that were interesting and unique. And we invited people to learn raw food, raw chocolate, salad sauces, but they were at these really lovely architectural spaces. Like one was an alpaca farm, and one was like a tea master's private house in Shida with beautiful trees in a courtyard and just gorgeous. And then designer kitchen studios and organic stores and
Really?
outdoors.
Wow, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I love doing
Of course,
stuff like
I bet.
this.
Yeah.
So After that,
Sorry, don't eat the whole thing. You know, just have a little piece. It's all
I'm not
good.
going to.
Don't eat the whole
After
thing. It's
that,
all good.
I just started teaching on my own, and 11 years later, it's still going. I work now with the cooking school, and I teach there, and I teach
Really?
at my
Okay.
place, and I teach online. And I must say, I loved the Zoom experience
Okay.
because there's something less stressful
Okay.
about
It's
just
got to be a very different thing.
It's
because
so
you
different.
Can't, you're not hands-on. You can't be like, well, this is what you do. You need to feel dough. So through the Zoom, it has to be very different, right?
It's so different because everyone just buys their own ingredients. I buy my own, I do my prep, and then we set up and then we cook together.
Did you have the experience where they're like, oh, I forgot to buy this, or I didn't buy the right that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just work with it.
Okay.
And then if people join late, we're just like, okay, just watch and then join at this point or take
Okay.
notes or whatever. But I thoroughly loved it, and I
Okay.
would like to do more of the same in the future.
Okay.
I think.
You are. You have a couple coming up, right?
Well, no, those are real
Real. Okay.
in the flesh workshops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those were past.
Beauty.
People, and they joined from different countries.
I saw that. That's
And
very
it was
cool.
it was challenging doing the organizing the time
time.
what's time difference.
Time difference,
So
yeah,
for
yeah.
some people it was 10 p.m. and for others it was 8 a.m. But we all met, we learned the dishes, and it was so comfortable because you're in your own house.
Of course, yeah,
You have
yeah.
your own stuff, and it's a healthy dish.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good. The pictures look incredible.
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Yeah, really
Thank you.
incredible.
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's really, actually really inspiring.
Thank
To be
you.
honest, because you see people like you doing that stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Hey, thank you so
like
much.
a real chef. You know, I'm like, that's amazing. Yeah. So cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Very cool. So you have some coming up?
I have 2 coming up.
Okay. What are you guys cooking?
I'm gonna move on to cooked food because
Okay.
the thing is, like, as the weather cools down, I cook, and then in
Okay.
summer it's raw.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you go out for lunch and it's super hot, and you will get like Vietnamese, and they'll have like their hot dishes and their cold dishes, and we just get cold everything.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
That makes sense. Okay.
I'm
Do you feel a
doing.
difference health-wise? Cooked to raw, or-
Okay, so we were talking
I'm
about
curious,
how raw food, according to my opinion, is
Sure.
not sustainable.
Sure.
Because this is my opinion, and obviously people will differ, right?
Sure,
but
of course,
I
we all have
feel
opinions.
like roots are essential to grounding your body. I've done
Okay.
extensive raw food. What's the word? The chili is like.
Okay, the chili's gonna play with your mind a tiny bit.
But like
I
I've
forgot
gone
to mention that.
long
yeah.
periods of having just raw,
Okay.
and it feels there's a physical sensation
I bet.
and a mental,
Okay.
and it's light, it's happy. You need less sleep.
Do you get more? You get really full though. Like, I mean, I guess you don't have. It's not healthy to eat.
You
super
do,
full. get
but
full,
you
okay.
don't ever feel,
But you don't feel like
heavy
that, like-
and bloated. You never
Like
do.
that whole heavy carb.
On,
sort
on
of.
one day, if you're having raw food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you could consume between 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day.
Okay.
That's way
That's a lot.
above
Yeah.
the
Wow.
government-approved standard.
Okay.
However, because they're natural whole foods,
Yeah.
they dissipate. They're called fast exit foods.
Okay.
So they leave your body really quickly. And part of the process of foods leaving the body is that it pulls out toxins and build up and
Okay,
and
that makes
plaques
sense. That makes sense,
and
okay.
and bad bacteria, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's why fast exit foods are so important, and that's why it's okay to consume 6,000 calories a day.
Because nothing's staying in your system. It's
Nothing's
all out,
staying.
in
The
and out.
energy is going to every part of you.
Wow.
So I'll tell you my own personal experience
Sure,
when
please.
I did raw food for quite a while. Clear skin, a svelte body. If you're not going for svelte, that's fine. But I was so happy that I was looking beautiful and slim.
Okay, so
and
you're saying I'm not svelte.
Well.
You're saying. okay. Yeah.
you're a good-looking guy.
Okay, well, thank
you're a
you.
good-looking guy.
I'm
Nah,
working on it. I'm working on it.
The coat hides. It's
The
okay.
coat hides it. That's why
The
we have the coat.
personality.
That's why we have the coat. Yeah, it's a special coat. It's magic.
But you need less sleep, but your sleep is far more depthful.
Okay.
And you tend
Sleep's so important too. Yeah,
so
yeah,
important,
Yeah.
and you tend not to go through the highs and lows of mood swings.
Okay.
Your mood
Wow.
stabilize, and the reason for that, we're going to talk about that with fermented foods.
Beauty.
But the connection between the gut and the brain,
Okay.
whatever is in the gut, feeds the brain and manifests as a mood and a behavior.
Okay.
That's why diet is so important.
Yeah. I mean, people don't know that deep, but they know kind you are what you eat, right?
No, I don't even think people know that.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think
not
people
anymore,
like, I don't know
right?
why I'm
Yeah.
feeling this way. I don't know why
I just
nothing's
had, like,
working.
You know, a double cheeseburger with like.
People don't make that connection.
That's surprising.
It's not
Yeah.
though, because this is the age we're living in where we're so disconnected.
Yeah, it's all
and
fast food.
It's fast food. It's
everything,
convenience. We don't feel as much as
Yeah.
we used to.
Yeah.
But with raw food, yeah, you can consume those calories, and then that energy is distributed, and you actually live a healthier, more vibrant, positive life.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I saw your TED Talk a few times.
Thanks,
It's pretty
yeah.
awesome.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed it. It's really good. Yeah. So I was kind of like, I wonder if she'll come. Yeah. On the show. I mean, yeah. So it's really cool. It's really cool. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very cool. You ready to rock or no?
Oh,
Take
no.
a break? No?
Take
Okay.
a break, take a
Take
break.
your time.
Taking a
So,
break.
are you going to do more Zoom classes? Maybe? No? Maybe not?
Maybe.
Okay.
I've got so many things going on that it's hard
I know
to.
that feeling. I know that.
Yeah.
So if you want to do cooking classes, you said you work with a school. So if let's say I want to take a cooking class, I go to your school.
Yeah.
Okay. And where is it?
There's one in Gongguan called Joy and Kitchen, and I've
Okay.
been working with them for a year. And
Okay.
I do a class once a month. It's bilingual.
Okay.
And we do 2 dishes in 2 hours, and there's a beautiful dining table,
Beautiful.
and everyone sits down to eat together.
That's
and
cool.
everybody has their own workstation, and
Okay.
with their own stove top, and there's ovens everywhere. It's a fantastic school.
That's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's so many people wanting to learn vegan food, and 90% of the people who come are not vegan.
Yeah. No,
or
I could see that.
vegetarian.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people know that it's probably healthy to
Yeah. And
at least try some vegan stuff.
And
right?
the other place is the Community Services Center in Tianmu.
This one here? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Okay.
I only did one
That's so
class.
close. Okay.
There, it was my first class.
Yeah. How did it go?
It was great. It
There's
was
a lot
wonderful.
of we have a lot of expat vegans in the community, and I would imagine it went well.
It
I
went
would
well.
imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing another one in September.
What are you cooking?
What am I
Maybe I'll
cooking?
come. Yeah.
Wait,
I
so
love
the
taking
the
cooking.
the
Okay.
joint kitchen class,
Yeah.
we're doing a barbecue tempeh sliders. So it's cupping, pulled pork.
Yeah. Sure.
We used to do it with monkey head mushrooms, and we used to shred the mushrooms like pulled pork.
Okay.
And then my barbecue sauce is very simple. It only has 4 ingredients.
Okay.
But they somehow synergistically work so well together.
Oh my gosh.
I can tell you.
So tempeh, I'm not really sure what that is.
Ed brought tempeh,
Okay.
right?
Oh, that's what. Okay, but
Did he? I can't
brought
remember.
like a chicken wing that's
Yeah.
made of like a gluten sort of a side.
Oh, Satan.
Yeah, I'm like Satan. That's how I remember. I'm like,
You
okay,
ate
Satan.
Satan.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, the name's a little strange, but let's go for it.
You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I don't believe
I don't know what the difference is, and
I actually haven't tried Satan.
Okay,
I say
okay.
Satan.
There you go. Yeah.
I think I might have had it once. I'm not a fan of like a lot of processed foods, but tempeh
Okay.
is one of the highest sources of protein you can
Okay.
get.
And what is tempeh made of?
Fermented soybeans.
Okay.
And
okay.
soybeans are
So that's
contentious
different than
again.
tofu, right?
Well, tofu comes from soybeans, but
Yeah.
tempeh is the actual soybean.
Okay.
Right? It's not like processed and
Okay.
separated, but it comes in a cake. It's fermented, and you can use it like you would use meat.
I would imagine it's readily available here in
Yeah.
Taiwan, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And it's got a
Because I've heard
pleasantly.
of that, but I don't know what
Yeah, I
really know what it
wasn't
was.
so sure
Okay.
myself, but
Okay.
when I tried it, I didn't like it. But then I
Okay.
tried it again, and I tried it again. I did a project in
Is
Kyoto.
Is it one of those things that absorb
Absolutely.
well?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
But
that
I
makes
was forced to work with it because I did a project in Kyoto for a hotel.
Okay.
And they wanted to launch a vegan menu, and we were working with pulled pork with monkey head mushrooms.
Okay.
And they don't have that, although it originates there.
Okay.
So working with Taiwanese suppliers to ship over like a ton of mushrooms, but there was a customs issue.
Oh.
So when
okay.
I got there, we had to like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Okay.
We found tempeh a block away, and they could supply every day of the year. So I just put my sauce on that tempeh, and you know
Okay.
what? It worked out better than the
mushrooms.
monkey head because it
Really?
has weight to it.
Because it's got that feeling, right? Like
It's
that mouthfeel
meaty,
of hearty
yes.
mouthfeel, right?
And monkey
yeah.
head mushrooms are quite light.
Sure. I've
Yeah.
also seen. I mean, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. Like jackfruit, people have done
Yeah.
like jackfruit to do pulled pork.
I haven't tried it.
I haven't tried that because I
Yeah.
don't even know where to get jackfruit. I mean, we were at a Vietnamese place, and this lady was like,
Yeah.
"Where'd you get that?" She's like, "Oh, just at the market." I'm like, "Really?"
You tried fresh
Yeah.
jackfruit?
She was peeling it. She didn't share, but I didn't try it. I tried canned jackfruit. Yeah.
What do you think?
I thought it was okay. I mean,
It's kind of fibrous.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean,
Yeah. Fresh jackfruit's
yeah.
pretty lovely.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
fresh
yeah.
would be better. I would
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. No.
Yes.
Let's keep going. All right.
Yes.
Just take a little piece if you want. It's
I
all
will,
good.
I will.
So okay, so they're sitting, so they're getting kind of soggy.
And it's a different color.
This one is made with fresh jalapenos.
Fresh
So
jalapeno.
occasionally we're able to get fresh jalapenos, and we either sort of de-seed them and we stuff them with like cream cheese and
Oh,
stuff
yummy.
like that, and we batter them and fry them like poppers, right? Jalapeno poppers, or we make this sauce. Yeah, so this is again like a creamy based sort of a sauce that has no cream in it, the same base as I was saying earlier. So this one kind of dips up and down. Yeah, this is one of our more popular ones actually. Yeah, we actually bottle that one, and
You do?
this sells quite well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. How you doing, man? You good?
You're getting me drunk here.
All right. Okay. Oh, Ed Black is watching. What's up, brother? How
Hi,
you doing?
Ed.
I will get
Great
your stuff, man.
show.
We're
Thanks
gonna
for
do
the
it.
shout out.
For sure,
Hot.
man.
What?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
no.
Okay, so you get some weird comments once in a while. We used to share the comments, live, but sometimes you just.
Is that a friend of yours?
I don't know who that is. Yeah, it's probably I don't know.
That's not nice, John McGregor. John
There you
McGregor's being a bad
There
boy.
you go. There you go. Check the comments below. So basically, again, about your TED Talk, how does one go about doing that? Like, do you apply, or did they call you and say, "Hi, I want you to talk"? Or how
No,
does
you
that
get
happen?
invited.
Okay,
Yeah. you get
So
invited.
how does the invitation
Well,
process work?
there is this amazing Spanish architect in Taiwan. He's world famous.
Okay.
He's done some incredible projects.
Okay.
His name is Lion Strasgresky, and
Oh,
he,
him. Yeah. He was here last night. Okay.
he's award-winning.
Okay.
And he was a friend, and he invited. And he said, "You're doing some good things with food." And the theme of that year's TED was breaking boundaries. So invited specialists from all different industries,
Okay.
fields, to talk about how they were changing perceptions of things. So that's how I got invited.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was the experience? Is it a
It
lot
was
of people?
the
Is it
one
nerve-wracking,
moment
or- okay.
where I was the most vulnerable in my life and the most alive.
Okay.
It
I
is
love it.
because to be on a stage and to talk about one great idea is nerve-wracking.
Of course.
It makes you question everything.
Of course, yeah.
And they are so beautifully clear about you delivering that one great idea. They hire what do you call them? Like people who
like a script writer?
not the script writer. No, they monitor your speech. They listen to it, and they're from like that industry.
Yeah. Okay.
So they had this wonderful, amazing Spanish specialist come in, and she monitored all our speeches. And
Okay.
there was this one day, I wrote my speech like 50,000 times.
Okay.
And it changed every single time.
Really?
And every time I wrote it again, I felt more and more and more unsure. And then I was convinced I have nothing to say, nothing of value.
Of course,
And
of
then
course,
it was
yeah.
like, do I go the biological, scientific
Start to question
way?
yourself, like, wait,
everything.
What are we doing? Yeah,
Do
sure.
I go the anecdotal way? If I go anecdotally, no one's going to take me seriously, but I don't have the chops for the biological, scientific, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
It was a nightmare in that whole
Okay.
month.
Oh,
But
wow. Okay.
she sat there in this meeting room, and there was a whiteboard, which was, how long is 5 meters? Probably from that end to like maybe where the
bar, maybe
veto,
to Vito.
is sitting.
What's up, brother?
All whiteboard, right?
Okay.
And I had a microphone.
massive
It's a
whiteboard.
It's a massive whiteboard. I had a microphone, and I delivered what I thought at that stage was going to be a good draft. And she sat there, nice, friendly, open.
Okay.
But no, she wasn't taking any notes or anything. And I'm thinking, she should be taking notes.
Yeah.
She
Hey,
should.
what
What
are we
kind of
doing here?
monitoring
Come
is
on.
this? So
Yeah.
I do the whole thing, and then she stands up, and within 10 minutes, she fills the entire whiteboard with a critique of my speech.
Oh my gosh, that's tough. Okay.
But no, it wasn't negative. It was mind-blowing. The things that she extracted, the points that she brought up, and the way she kind of like said, in non-negotiable terms, you have to have one idea. You have to reach the housewife in Italy, and you have to reach the professor in the US, and you have to do all of that together in one clear idea. I don't think I hit it. I don't.
Well,
But
I thought. Did you read do you read the comments?
Yeah.
Like the top one is, you need to write a book.
Yeah.
And what's your thought on that?
My thought on writing a book. I've
A cookbook, like
I've had the opportunity, and I wanted to do it when I closed Naked Food, but it's not coming up yet.
Okay.
And when it does come up, I will.
Okay. Sure.
Have you thought of writing a cookbook?
I'm not as talented as you. I'll
Hey
be
now,
honest.
hey
you know
now,
what I
hey
mean?
now,
I'll
come
be
on.
honest. Yeah. I mean, people are always like, teach this, do this, do this, do this. I mean, I'm just a guy who cooked with his mom. You know what I mean?
That's a story, my
I'm
friend.
not really super chef. Like there's a lot of chefs that I know that are pretty incredible, and I'm just making stuff I cooked with my family.
That's the stuff
You know
that
what I mean?
sells, though. That's what people connect to.
Business. I mean, it's been 15 years. Didn't make money for 10, I think. The first 10 we were probably broke. So one of my best friends, I don't know if he's watching, Jeff. I know I was supposed to be your best man, and I know you're kind of still holding that against me a little bit, but I had no money. I was absolutely broke. I couldn't go back. So yeah. Oh, look, we got a message from Ed. What's up, brother?
Thanks for
Prish,
watching.
have you ever
Ed.
thought about teaching a class in Taichung? I would love to attend.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's hard.
No, for sure. Yeah. So basically, yeah. And I know that I think people stop because they realize it's so hard.
It's so hard.
And you can cook, but you also have to, balance the books, and you also have to market.
Yes.
And you also have to
create
promote,
new
and you have to have
ideas.
new ideas.
And you have to
make sure
engage with people.
You have to make sure people are happy.
Yeah.
Make sure people are drinking food.
And
or
never
drinking
mind
food.
the 14 hours on your feet.
Exactly,
And your health
yeah.
declining.
Yeah, your health declining.
Your social circle disappearing.
The belly grows, right? Everything you just kind of get out of shape. Social. I think socially it's okay because I met a lot of people, but it's a long.
Like you meet people, but that close inner circle thing starts to shrink, and
Oh yeah,
because you can't
that's
show
tough.
up,
That's tough.
like your
yeah.
friend's wedding, and you just can't
That's
be
true.
there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So my friends from back home, I'm very out of touch with them, which kind of sucks. But again, I wanted to go, I just didn't have any money. I was like, people are like, hey, you restaurant guy, you're rich. You're like,
No, it's hard.
open one and see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard. I still love it, but
You've been in the
there's-
game a long time.
There's so many things that you have to, that you just don't even know. Like,
Yeah.
One guy quits, tries to, he doesn't like one thing and tries to report you to the government or just like random shit.
I
Like,
got
what?
taken to arbitration by somebody who said, "You owe me like $1 million."
Yeah, like,
but
what
you
do you-
don't. You follow the
don't.
law.
We
but
follow the laws.
It's stressful. Just
It's
like
so stressful, yeah.
going through that.
Government comes in, like our other place, we used to have a neighbor that used to complain all the time. Government comes, police comes, fire truck comes. It's like,
get so used
what
to
are we
it, though.
doing? You're so
Yeah.
used to like this madness.
Yeah.
You're used to just madness, and it's crazy. It's a crazy lifestyle.
crazy.
It's a crazy lifestyle.
It is.
Again, I still like it. I love it. Now things are great. Things
Yeah.
are finally. I think when you get to a point, you're like, okay,
Right.
I made it.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I closed one at the beginning of the year, so we're just down to one. But
Where
it's
was
going
the
really
other
well.
one? Was on
The
the
other one was kind of
on Jongshan Belu,
yeah,
right?
past the American,
Yeah,
past the
yeah.
American school.
I've been
it
to
was
that
good.
one.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Yeah. So we actually, but right now it's pretty good. Things are pretty good. I'm able to do this, which I love. This is like my night out. People are like, sometimes when I'm asking the guests, I'm like, do you want a beer or margarita? Wine? What do you want? And they're like, no. I'm like, just drink something, man. I just want to have one glass a week. It's all good,
Yeah.
So thank you for having a glass with me.
Oh, I'm on my second glass
Yeah, that's
now.
good. Have as many as you want, for sure. So it's a crazy lifestyle. Yeah, it's a crazy.
But I
crazy
I
lifestyle.
take my hat off to you because lasting this long, you're a veteran in the hardest industry in the world, and
Thank
you now have the ability to do this. It means you put in the hours,
You have to
and
pay your dues, right?
You paid your dues.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for that.
Thank you.
You
I
should
appreciate
write
it.
a
Thank you.
cookbook.
I should. Well, like I said, we're back to that. I mean, I'll put my recipes in there, and it's like, yeah, I got nothing left, you know. So I don't have that many tricks up my sleeve. Like I
Yeah.
think you develop things are working, things are selling, and then things are good. You have to teach them to your guys.
Yeah.
Which is okay. And then the tough part for me is when you have to teach them to teach the next guy. That's tough. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to do. So, and
It
then
is.
like the feel of the dough, the smell of simmering, and the difference between a simmer and a boil. There's a big difference, right? But it's a hard thing to teach.
Yeah.
So it's
especially when people get comfortable.
yeah, they get comfortable and they start to cut corners, and customers are like, change your enchilada sauce recipe.
Right.
And I'm like,
No.
it's been the same for like 14 years.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see why I would change it now. What's up, John McGregor?
What are those three emoticons?
I don't know. They're smiling.
John McGregor is now laughing. Is he laughing or crying? My eyesight's so
It
bad.
looks like he looks happy.
Are you happy, John? Did we make you happy? If we did, we're very, very happy that we
Don't forget
did.
to subscribe. So cookbook. I think there's a lot of people out there. Not even just the cookbook. I think the journey.
Yeah.
I mean, not just. I mean, yeah, you can do a cookbook, but I think the journey.
Yeah.
Like what you're talking about now. I think it's incredible. I love reading books about the journey. People they start from somewhere, and then
Yes.
it's like against all odds. They get to this journey, and they go through this journey, and they're like, okay, I came here. Like for me, I grew up in a small town, and I had there's one high school. There's a few elementary schools. I had a bunch of older cousins, and I basically we all went to the same high school. They're all older than me, so they basically, long story short, most of the teachers didn't like them, so I was basically written off. Like as soon as I got there, they're like, "Oh fuck, another one of these guys,"
Wow.
So I was basically written off. So my schooling experience was not the best, but I mean, I think like the school of hard knocks. I think just getting in there and doing it.
I
learned a lot more.
totally believe in
I learned a lot
that.
more than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know like a lot of us just jump into the industry without having the academic background of food and beverage or any knowledge at all.
That's me.
But
for sure.
you learn so much faster that way when you just jump in, and
Yeah.
you've got to keep the ship afloat, so you've got to acquire that knowledge.
Agreed.
And you're cut out for it when you last that long in the industry.
I think you have to adjust, and there's a lot of things. I mean, and then there's Facebook, and you got to learn Facebook and Facebook ads, and just there's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's more than people know.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's more than the average person knows for sure. So it's hey, support your local business. Right? Please,
Support your local Mexican restaurant in
that's right.
Timu.
I mean, you can support me, but even your favorite local guys, support them too.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in there.
There's a lot. Yeah.
So should we try the next
Let's
one?
get the next one. I'm waiting on you. Yeah. So the next one is going to be similar to the cayenne.
I'm gonna eat this after the show.
Don't worry.
Like
Don't worry.
like
don't
sweat
worry.
buckets,
It's okay.
not
So we
self-consciously.
basically, it's a similar recipe. This one to the cayenne.
Okay.
But it's made with the bird's eye chili, so it's gonna be spicier. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where does the bird's eye chili originate from?
I think they're Thai.
Are they?
I just call them Thai chilies.
Thai chili.
But then I've always corrected and say it's a bird's eye chili. So I'm like, okay, I just call them Thai
Not
chilies.
India.
I don't know.
Okay.
You might know, but I just associate them
don't
with Thai
know.
food all the time.
Right.
So I would think that they're Thai.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Well, let's get into
So
it.
get in there. Yeah, you choose. Get on in there.
I don't know why I just chose to pick one.
Hey, enjoy. You hungry? Go for it. Yeah. I almost dropped mine into my wine. So,
Oh.
yeah. I'll eat with a fork. See, that one doesn't taste hot at all. I mean, not as hot. Yeah. It's kind of like, it's fresh, so they kind of go up and down.
It's lovely.
A little bit.
It's civilized.
A little
It's
okay.
quite civilized this way.
Civilized, I like that. That's a good word.
No,
I'm
it's
going to
good.
use that. I'm going to use that. Civilized.
That's good.
I
No,
like
I'm
that.
okay. I'm okay.
Okay, you're good. Okay, good. The last one is rough, so we'll give it a sec before we go to that.
What's the thing on the top there?
They're like a scorpion pepper.
Oh, yeah?
Like scorpion chilies.
Want to murder your guests
So
then.
they are tough, yeah. So some people don't eat that. Some
You
people,
do this every week?
Every week, yeah.
You get to that one?
I do that pretty much every week,
Whoa.
yeah. Usually I'll take a shot of like a stomach thing before I... I forgot today though, so yeah. Anyways, yeah. There's my secret. There's my secret,
I know,
yeah.
you just told everybody.
Oh my gosh, I had a friend of mine who makes hot sauce. Actually, he makes that hot sauce. He told me that when he's testing hot sauces, before he does all of that, he will have a little bit of water and baking soda to like alkalize his stomach or whatever. And so, I'm not very smart sometimes, and I forgot to do that. And I wanted to try that because the first few weeks it was pretty rough on the stomach. I'll be honest. And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna try that, but I forgot.
Oh.
And then I went home, and then I did it afterwards. And my stomach was in so much pain.
Oh no!
Like I had a shot of like baking soda and water, and as soon as it hit my stomach, I recalled those days of being a kid, and those volcanoes where you like have baking soda and vinegar. And
no!
So that's what I mean. That didn't happen, but that's the first thing that
popped
into my mind, and it was pretty painful. Yeah, so that was rough.
Do you wanna get something
So
now?
baking soda? Definitely not. No, I'm good. No, I'm good actually. I mean,
Is it that the only thing you use, or like what about?
No. Basically, I'll use like a shot of like something that coats your stomach, like some kind of a medicine or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because then I can do it every week.
Right.
I forgot this week, but it doesn't matter. It's too late, and it doesn't matter because it wasn't that hot. The
It's
killer,
not that
the killer's
hot, yeah.
that one. The killer's
Yeah.
that one.
Okay.
So,
Thanks for the heads up.
yeah. So that was rough, but I do want to get to the fermentation. I mean, you seem to be like the master fermenter, so I'm so curious about, like, maybe you can describe it, like for example, like kombucha, right? Like, I like it. I drink it whenever I can. What's your take on kombucha? I don't even know how to make it. I mean, I have no clue.
Well, there's actually some masters out here doing kombucha production.
I've had some samples and
Yeah.
delicious,
I don't want to, step on any toes. I used to do it religiously.
Really? Okay.
I used to teach workshops with kombucha.
Oh, cool.
But I haven't done it for many, many years.
Okay.
But anyways, basically, the conversion of sugar to alcohol.
Okay.
And then the production of acids, which act as a food preservative. Okay. So kombucha, inside the word kombucha is kombu.
Okay.
So there's no hard and fast evidence of where it comes from, but a lot of research points to the kombu seaweed
Okay.
from Japan, in fact.
Oh, really?
So
I never
kombucha-
even heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
kombu seaweed. Yeah, it's used in a lot of stocks and soup stocks, Japanese soup stocks. But so kombucha started, I don't know, 19 maybe 30s or 40s, and it began in Japan. It moved across China. It moved into India, moved into Taiwan, up to Korea. And that's how it became like part of the whole Asian diet.
Okay.
So people here, when they attended my workshops, were blown away when their grandparents were telling them that they used to drink kombucha.
Grandparents are like, hey, we make
It's
that.
a
What are you
traditional
doing?
drink,
Yeah,
and now
okay.
it had a resurgence in like the 90s.
Okay.
But basically, you use a black tea because a high tannic tea is
Okay.
what you want.
Okay.
People use green teas and red teas, but black teas turn out a pretty good fermentation. So you take the tea and you make like a 5-gallon pot of tea.
Okay.
And then you cool it down, you pour it into a jar.
Okay.
And then you add before you cool it down, you add in a bunch of sugar.
Okay.
And for me, like, I feel the best sugar is organic cane sugar.
That's
Because
delicious too, yeah,
it
it's good stuff, yeah.
synthesizes really quickly.
Okay.
And it brings a stable
And that's
fermentation.
available here.
Yeah,
Okay,
Costco,
anyway, yeah,
organic cane sugar. And then you pour that into a 5-gallon. And then you take the actual SCOBY. So
Yeah, I was
SCOBY
gonna
is...
ask you, I don't know what that is. People talk. I've read about it, but I have no clue what that is.
Right, so it looks
some
like
kind
a
of
piece of like cream to dark brown rubber. It's flexible. It looks like a thick piece of rubber.
Okay.
And it's called a SCOBY, and it's a live creature, and it
Okay.
stands
Like
for
a yeast, or?
like a well
Not
with
really?
bacteria.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So SCOBY means a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast.
Oh, okay.
Symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast.
Okay.
So symbiotic, they work together.
Okay.
Bacteria and yeast, they're like, bacteria and yeast. So they're in the form of this round rubbery thing, and it's called the mother.
Wow. Okay.
In informal,
Okay.
so you share the mother with everybody. And then I never bought a SCOBY. I always got a piece of mother from someone else, and I shared over maybe 200 pieces of mother bacteria with people.
Okay.
And you put that piece of rubber into that 5-gallon jug of tea, and you cover it with kitchen paper, anything porous, because it's aerobic fermentation, which means it interacts with air on the surface. Right? You need oxygen, and then it does its catalyzation process in the tea. Are you?
No, I gotta sneeze. I'm good.
You okay?
I gotta sneeze. I'm good. I'm good.
You
Keep
can
going.
sneeze.
I will. I just now. When you say it, then it goes away, and then it's kind of like
Right.
you know the feeling, right?
So
I'm like sneeze or don't. Yeah.
So it's drawing in lactobacillus from the air.
Okay.
And if you know about bacteria, then lactobacillus is the most predominant bacteria the human body has.
Okay.
And in the TED Talk, I mentioned at the very end that the reason that the birth canal contracts as the baby's coming out, is it feeds lactobacillus information into the body.
Okay.
And that's where we form our bacterial personality.
Okay.
Because we're 9/10 bacteria and 1/10 DNA.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
You, my friend, are made up of trillions of cells.
Okay.
I don't even know who I'm talking to right now.
Just a bunch of cells. Yeah.
A bunch
I got a
of
couple
bacteria.
uncles in a cell. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay.
Nicely
yeah,
done.
I got a couple.
Cheers you for that
Cheers.
one.
All right. Yeah.
Do you need another one?
And hence why my I do need another one. Lily, can I have one more? One more, yeah.
Yay! It's our night out.
Night yeah. Just getting started, right? Yeah, so yeah, things are pretty good. I actually I've had kombucha many times, and I've had some samples dropped off, and I love them.
But here's the thing, like, so
I don't know if they will sell in a restaurant.
Yeah. There's lots of restaurants selling
sell
them.
them? Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, you've got to be so. Wait, I just want to finish the process,
Please.
right? So
Sorry, go
then
ahead.
you put that SCOBY in, and over a period of 5 to 7 days, it ferments.
Okay.
So it draws in lactobacillus, and it catalyzes your sugar and your tannins.
Okay.
And it creates alcohols and gases like lactic acid.
Okay.
And then when you drink that, most of the sugar is already catalyzed, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
But that's just a theory.
Oh,
A lot
really?
of people are shy of kombucha because of this
They
sugar
think it's sugar
thing. And actually, that's one of the reasons I stopped doing it, because I'm like, but you don't know how much sugar you're absorbing.
Okay.
The SCOBY is supposed to eat all that sugar.
Oh.
But anyway, so you drink
that
it,
makes
and
sense.
it's supposed to replenish the gut flora.
Okay, and
Because-
that's good stuff. The
I
gut
mean,
flora is
yeah.
like the best, right? I always
I mean,
read about that. Yeah.
not just kombucha, but kimchi and kefir,
yes.
and
I love kimchi.
sauerkraut, and
too.
fermented breads, and yogurt. Like raw goat yogurt's supposed to be very good for the human body, because it's so similar to our chemical makeup, right?
Okay.
And so since we are more bacteria than DNA,
Okay.
and since 90% of the immune system is in the gut,
Okay.
whatever you put in there feeds the whole immune system and
I didn't know that
informs your
either.
health.
Okay. Wow.
Now, there's a lot of research done between mental disorders and gut bacteria.
Really.
And what they're finding is that children who suffer from attention deficit, bipolar, chronic illnesses, and depression and lethargy and chronic fatigue, it all stems from the imbalance of gut flora, because that vagus nerve,
It does make sense. Like sometimes when you eat something that you're like, oh,
you feel
you feel
off.
like crap.
Yes.
Like you can eat, like let's say you eat fast food. Within 20 minutes, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine everyone, but I feel like crap. Yeah.
I know, I eat junk food too, and I feel like crap afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that vagus nerve carries the information up to the brain, and there's actually like research papers done on those connections.
Okay.
And what these scientists have done is they've injected probiotics, because what fermented
Sure.
food, it produces probiotics.
Okay.
They've injected probiotics into the gut, on sick patients for attention deficit and depression and whatnot, and they found that
Really?
it balanced it out. Yeah.
Really?
In kids.
What?
In
Wow,
kids.
okay, that's amazing.
Not rats, not mice, but kids.
Okay, kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
That's better.
It really makes you question that whole
That is.
genetic, it's hereditary, that whole
Yeah,
argument.
that's tough.
Yeah, it makes you question that.
For sure, for sure. Ready?
You are so good at this.
Oh, I do it every week. It's all good. You take your time, yeah. It's all good. You take your time. Good. So do you drink any more kombucha? No more. You're off the kombucha. Okay.
I'm not off. I just haven't done it.
Okay.
I'm,
I'll take that wine. Thank you.
I'm
so
now
much.
into fermented
Thank you so
ginger
much.
beer.
Ginger beer.
I make
Okay.
my own raw fermented ginger beer.
Wow.
Because, you can't mess with ginger.
Okay, that's so cool. I love that.
Ginger is so powerful. It gets your blood flowing faster.
Really? Oh, I mean-
cleans out toxins from the bloodstream.
Okay.
And
It's
it
good.
really
Tastes good too. I love it.
and
yeah.
it arms you against illness too. So, and it tastes amazing.
I love ginger. Yeah, for sure. I'll just like whenever we go out to eat somewhere and there's ginger, I'm just like eating all the ginger. Yeah, it's so
You
bad.
got the sniffles.
I do. I got to sneeze. Now I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. So, what about you did a whole piece about like the sprouting, the oat, the buckwheat, right? I'm so curious. Like, is that something you find here, buckwheat in
Oh yeah,
Taiwan?
good
Really?
buckwheat, fresh
Really?
buckwheat.
Okay.
And you find it at morning markets.
So okay.
I've worked with buckwheat from organic shops and
Okay.
really expensive.
Yeah.
And it didn't really sprout. And then I worked with
Okay.
buckwheat from the morning market and
And
boom!
is it grown locally? Is that
Yeah.
how it is? Oh, okay.
It's amazing.
And then you're able to make a drink called Rejuvelat.
I am.
What is that? Is something you drink?
It's something you drink.
You can drink it? Okay, okay. And it's like a probiotic?
It is a probiotic.
Okay.
You've done your homework.
I did. Because I like food and I like health stuff. So
Yeah, no, good.
But it has to taste good, right? So yeah.
Well, it
usually,
just doesn't taste good.
Okay, but I mean, but if it's good for you and you can just you're good, then it's fine.
It's so
Yeah.
powerful.
That's cool.
It's actually a treatment
And it's
used
an old
for.
recipe from like
Yes.
the 1800s.
It
or
is,
19
yeah.
something like that? Okay,
From
okay.
well, I can't remember the exact date, but I
Okay.
do know Anne Wigmore, who's the founder
Okay.
of the Hippocrates Institute in the
Okay.
19 somethings.
Okay.
Maybe 30s or 60s, 1960s.
Okay.
She
Okay.
founded the Hippocrates Institute in Washington.
Okay.
And so she created this drink called Rejuvelat.
Okay.
And just to let everybody know what Rejuvelat
Yes,
is,
please.
it's any fermented grain. So you
any,
you
okay.
take a grain
Okay.
and you sprout it. And sprouting means that you water it every day for 3 times a day over
Okay.
a week
Okay.
until a little tail starts to shoot out.
Yep, yep,
And
yep.
that's when the enzymes
And you did that at your restaurant, right?
at home, at the
At home?
restaurant,
Okay,
everywhere.
Because I saw
Yeah.
the pictures and stuff. It was
yeah,
really cool.
for
Yeah,
sure.
Very cool. Very cool.
And when the tails shoot out, the enzyme content is at its highest.
Okay.
Then when you take that little sprouted tail and you ferment it in a bottle of water, you leave it there for 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
And you strain it out and you drink that water without the seeds.
Okay.
That enzyme inside that water is super high.
Okay.
And so Anne Wigmore created this for people dealing with early stages of cancer.
Okay.
And every day in the morning, they would be given a glass of Rejuvelat to drink. And it would replenish the gut flora after radiation and chemotherapy
sure. Okay.
and just really greatly reduce nausea and diarrhea and strengthen people.
Okay.
It's no cure for cancer,
No, of course we're
but
not
it
saying
just
that. Yeah,
replenishes the gut flora.
But health is always important. Yeah. That's
Exactly.
That's incredible.
We
Yeah.
used to use that Rejuvelat to ferment our cheeses.
Oh, I saw some of the cheeses. They look so good. Some of the stuff all of the stuff you have on there it's really cool, and it's pretty amazing to be able to make cheese out of
Nuts.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like cashews. And
Yeah.
That's pretty. I've never had a chance to try that. So
I will send you some.
if you ever make some, I'm in. I'll buy. I'll buy some off you for sure. We'll eat some on there and try to. Speaking of that, after that we're gonna grab that chocolate mousse,
Yes,
right? I cannot wait.
Let us.
This guy's rough, so go for it. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So okay.
I'll take this one this
Take the
time.
little guy. Yeah, sure. Take a little chunk off of that guy. Come on. So this one I won't just stuff in my mouth like I do for everything else, 'cause it's a little rough. It's a little rough for sure. A little chunk. Can I have some more water? Thanks. You have water? Do you want more water? Good. I didn't. That's not so bad. We'll see. We'll see how she goes. Yeah. So there are many stages of like vegetarian and vegan, and then raw. Okay, that is hot. Excuse me. Yes. Hold on a sec.
Have a giggle after these bites.
So how do you think is the goal for like vegetarians or vegans to try to have people, meat eaters, maybe convert to veganism? Is there a road for that? I know that's a hot one. Yeah. Don't eat the whole thing. Just take it easy. Yeah.
I don't even eat the ghost pepper.
What's that?
I did not even eat the ghost pepper.
That's okay. Just take it easy. Yeah.
It's good. So where are ghost peppers from?
So what's the goal? What's the ultimate goal for vegetarian, for vegans to
The
try
ultimate goal is to survive this interview.
Okay, perfect. We're almost there. We made it all the way. We made it all the way. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I need some of that ice. Hold up.
It gets you
That's
right.
a rough one. I know. Yes. Do you have any?
There's no conversion for me.
Okay.
I'm very tolerant
Sure. Okay.
of everybody's preferences, and actually, I'm not vegan or vegetarian. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I'm like a 99% plant-based eater, but
Okay.
occasionally I'll have a bit of chicken or fish.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, if I'm out with my friends, or mainly when I'm out with my friends.
Okay.
But I'm not happy about that.
Okay.
It's something I really want to change.
Okay.
But I come from a meat-eating family,
Okay.
and we grew up on mom's biryani and chicken curry and mutton curry, and it's just like in
That
me.
tandoori
So
chicken's so yummy.
it's so good. So to make that shift to being a vegan chef and eating vegan food, I went many years eating vegan, and even now, like 90% of the time.
Yep. Sure.
But it hasn't been an easy decision for me.
It's tough for sure.
It's
yeah.
tough because there's so much pleasure associated with meat.
Okay.
And so much conditioning, habituation, It's what you grew up with.
It's hard to completely, if you grew up on that, to completely just go away
Yeah.
from meat. If your family are meat eaters, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. How do they feel about that?
They're curious.
They're okay if
They're
you, how you
curious.
on- Do they try they must try your food.
No,
like
they
your vegan
haven't
food.
actually tried my food because when one of my brothers came here, I just had closed the restaurant. I was so fatigued. I couldn't be around food for 2 years after I closed.
It's such an exhausting thing, right?
And it's so much emotions attached to it.
Of course there is. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. and it's spicy, yeah, for sure.
I don't think this one's necessary for the
not,
show
right?
to be a success. Oh my
We
god.
used to not have that one. But I had a couple people that got all the way to the end when it was just like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like dying here. What are we doing? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, so I
so-
never ever set out to convert people.
Okay.
But I always
That's
set
cool
out
because
to integrate.
Okay.
I feel like life is
Yeah.
about integration, it's not about segmenting.
Sure. Okay.
You have multiple personalities. I don't mean that in a funny way, but we all have so many voices in our heads representing so many different parts of
For
us.
sure. I agree.
So, for sure, I think a vegan lifestyle is the best lifestyle.
Okay.
Just from a moral standpoint.
What
from
about
a
like
health
protein wise and stuff?
standpoint.
Or that's always the thing that people are like, oh, I can't get my protein if I don't eat meat. What's the
Nobody says that anymore, though.
Okay, well.
Well, I mean, like,
I know meat. I know a lot of meat guys, right?
yeah. You do.
So what's the rebuttal to that? Like, what do we say? Yeah, you can. Obviously beans, right?
Lentils.
Lentils,
Pretty
okay.
high. Tofu.
Okay.
Tempeh.
Tempeh. Okay, forgot about that one. Okay, I gotta try some of that.
Seitan.
Seitan. Okay.
Most beans. Yeah. High. Rich.
Seitan. Okay.
Rich plant life. It's no longer an argument to say that you can't get protein without meat. it's a fallacy.
Okay. So
And-
I just say you guys are ridiculous.
And there's so
Eat
many
your
vegan
beans.
bodybuilders out now.
Okay.
World-class Olympians who are on a vegan
That's true.
diet.
That's true. Yeah. Nate Diaz, this is one of my favorite MMA fighters.
Yeah?
Is vegan. Yeah.
Right, there you go.
It's great. I love him. Yeah.
Elephants, hippos, all the biggest animals are
Very good,
vegan.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I just feel like, making that choice to be vegan would be my ultimate goal.
Okay.
But I did it for health, really.
Okay.
Choosing to eat primarily plant.
Okay.
Would love to be 100%.
Okay.
But also human psychology.
Okay.
Like making that decision is a hard one for a lot of people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, again, people like what you're doing, like what Ed's doing, it has to be a satisfying meal. I don't think it's going to be, let's say, let's just say theoretically, people need to convert. The limp lettuce is not converting anybody.
No.
If you go out for, I'm happy to go out and try. No offense, but sometimes some of the Taiwanese restaurants will go to like a vegetarian restaurant, and it's like overcooked, water fried greens, oily,
Yeah.
and it's like
Tasteless. And it's
I'm
like
like,
slopped on your plate.
yeah. And I mean, I've had great ones, but I've had a decent amount of them that are, and there's no seasoning and there's no
joy.
there's no anything in
There's
there,
no
and
pleasure.
you're like, oh my gosh, this.
Yeah.
And then that's what a meat eater associates. I'm going vegetarian. That's what they think. Oh, I'm eating like
I'm
this
gonna
limp salad.
sacrifice.
But this is
everything.
it. I'm like, okay. And that's why people say, oh, it's a diet. Like I'm going on a diet. I'm eating only salads.
Yeah.
Because eventually, for them, there's the light at the end of the tunnel where they can get off of that and go back to regular stuff.
Right.
But if there's good stuff, I think that it would be
Absolutely.
definitely, yeah.
I am not
doable.
into
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
nutrition so much. I
Yeah.
developed my nutritional mindset as I was doing the restaurant. But for me, it's more the pleasure
Yeah.
and the creativity.
I think that's a big thing.
And the
Because when
surprise.
you eat, you have that pleasure.
Yeah, and I feel like you could eat anything, but if there's no...
Can you get that? Speaking of pleasure, can you get the chocolate? Yes,
Yeah.
please. And a couple spoons.
If there's no pleasure in it...
I'm excited for this.
Are you
yes.
excited?
Yes. Speaking of pleasure, chocolate mousse, avocado. That's what we're gonna try right now.
Yes.
That you made and
I
you
made.
brought, and
I
I'm
brought.
very excited. Because
And you saw it on a cake that I made.
that blew me away. Like it's unbelievable that people like you can make that. Like I love chocolate cake.
Yeah.
But I've never had it with no like butter and all that stuff, right? So I love it. I'm super stoked to try this. So yeah.
If I wish I had made you the actual whole cake.
No, don't be silly. It's all good. Just throw it here. It's all good. Yeah. I'm excited for that. You can just dig in, or
Yeah, it's all for
right.
you.
No, try some. That's
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Have some.
Okay.
Yeah, please. You made it all the way to the end. Congrats and thank you so much. Ooh, that looks. Let's try this.
Chocolate
Avocado.
mousse.
I don't know,
It's just
chocolate.
an avocado raw chocolate mousse.
Beautiful. That looks
Raw.
incredible.
Oh,
And you eat it through your nose because. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm double dipping. That's
Go
cool,
for it,
yeah?
go for
All
it.
right, yeah. How is that possible though?
Can you give it a mix before you eat that second bite, because some of the flavors have settled a bit?
Before I eat this?
Yeah, put it back.
Serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just give it a bit of a twirl.
Okay. I'll use the other spoon so I don't look like an absolute. So I don't look like a monster here.
I made it a little bit strong because I thought you're a Mexican, you know chocolate, and you
love
like that bitterness to it.
Oh, what I had, it was absolutely delicious. Ooh.
Okay, now have
Are
a
we
bite.
good?
Have a bite.
I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna use this. I'm using the big.
You
using the
savage.
big spoon. I am. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's crazy. It's so good.
It's not so sweet, right? Which I would add a little bit more sweetness to it, but It tasted
think
sweet
it's
when I made it.
perfect.
You think it's perfect?
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
It's so good.
I like the texture. It looks
How
it
is
looks
that?
really good. But
So
that's
can you
not a
give
butter.
like an ingredient list? Or is
Sure.
that the secret?
No.
Okay.
It's not a buttercream icing. This
my
is the
gosh.
mousse,
No, for sure.
right? So
Go back to my little guy so I don't look like a savage.
it is Taiwanese avocado, maple
Mm-hmm.
syrup, raw cacao powder. Although you could use like 100% cocoa powder.
Holy crap.
Bit of vanilla and a pinch of salt and coconut oil to add density.
Really? That's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
I was going to add chipotle in there for you, but I
Okay.
thought as your first time, just do the basic
No,
chocolate.
it's okay. I mean, I would have been fine either way. We actually have a chipotle wing sauce as well.
A chipotle wing sauce?
Like
Oh,
but it has a little bit of honey in it. A little bit
yeah.
of honey in it. So I was like, I don't know.
okay.
I'm gonna get in trouble if I give honey. So I learned that from Ed, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
vegetarians don't eat honey. I'm like, really?
Vegans, yeah.
Vegans, sorry, vegans don't eat honey. Yeah. And then if I mix the two, then I'm in trouble again. So I'm working on it. Yeah.
Another good show.
Another good show.
From Gabrielle.
Gabriel.
Is it Gabrielle? Gabriel. Is it Gabriel M?
Yes. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
What is
Appreciate
that
it.
red icon? That means it's a YouTube
That means
comment.
it's from the YouTube. Yeah.
Another good show.
Yeah. Another good show.
Wonderful.
You should have your own cooking show.
Should I?
You should. You should. I'd watch it.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Good.
And the next time you do a cooking class, let me know. Oh, man, that's so good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah. It's weird. It's crazy.
Have another bite.
I will. I just...
It's like, isn't it dousing the spice?
It is, but it is. But the chocolate... The quality tastes so incredible, yeah.
That's raw cacao.
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
I actually started working with cocoa this year because I'm baking a cake.
Oh my
I don't want
gosh.
to waste my raw cacao on baking a cake.
Okay.
It's such a different experience.
Yeah.
I cannot compare the two.
Hmm.
That's what I like to see.
I'm trying to be like... I'm trying not to be a pig, but
Be a pig. It makes me happy.
it's so good. I have to save some for my daughter, else she'll be like, oh.
You
But,
must.
yeah,
I
I'll
don't know
save
if
her a
she'd
little
like
bit.
it though. It's kind
She'll love
of
that.
adult chocolatey, isn't it?
She'll love it.
She'll like it.
She'll
She
love
likes
it, sure.
bitter.
So I picked up my daughter. Last story. I picked up my daughter from like Taban, right when kindergarten.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, what do you want to eat? She's like, well, here are your choices. She tells me. I mean, she loves food.
I like
as
her
well.
already.
I'm like, okay, that's her right there. I'm like, okay, what are the choices? She's like, well, they can go to the shop and get fish tacos, or we can go to Saffron and get butter chicken.
Ah.
Or we can go visit Uncle Tom and get some of the 18 hours smoked brisket.
Woo.
And there was one other one that was like, it's just like this crazy thing. I was like, what?
She's your daughter.
And I'm just like, that's what she likes. And I'm
That's
like,
it.
well, let's go, grandma's home. Grandma's cooking. She's like, no. We're going to butter chicken or this. And I'm like,
Amazing.
that's what she likes.
Amazing.
So,
on a
yeah,
weekday, on a Tuesday.
Yeah, on a Tuesday. That's what we're getting for lunch, you
Yeah.
know? So when my wife was pregnant, we went to Saffron a lot because we love India, and she had the cravings for that. And my daughter's like, she loves Indian.
Wow.
Indian, Mexican, Thai.
I'm impressed.
She loves it. And
Amazing.
when we go, they give her a bowl of pickled onions, and she's just like, pop. She eats onions raw, like, she's...
Are you kidding
She's
me?
a beast. She actually, when she plays with other kids, she would have her, like, as a little kid, she would have her little bowl of like raw onions diced, sometimes pickled, sometimes just raw.
Oh my gosh.
And she would just like pop.
I've never
and
heard of this
other
before.
kids are just like, "What's that?" And she's like, "It's pretty good. You want to try it?" And the other kids are like, "Wow!" Screaming.
Get it away from
And
me.
then she's just like, "What?" Once in a while, you get a hot one, you have a little drink, and you just keep going. You know, it's just
Amazing.
crazy. Yeah.
She's got a powerful immune system.
She's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
And she's And then when we go for hot pot with me, my wife, and my daughter, my wife sits
Cha-cha.
in the middle. I'm
Yeah.
like, I load it with garlic. My daughter loads it with onions, and my wife's like in between us. She's like, oh my gosh, garlic and onions. So she's like, yeah, sleeping in the spare room. Yeah, that's pretty crazy,
Sweet.
yeah.
You brought her up
Yeah.
well.
I love food, so she loves food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's really like, no, I'm not eating that. Like when she goes to grade 1 or elementary school, grade 1, she's going into grade 3.
Oh yeah.
One of the meals on Tuesdays is included, and it's just like like the grandma, like one of those amas, big like giant walks of slop or whatever that they just kind of
Congee,
like
congee?
Yeah, and my daughter's like, yeah, I'm not gonna eat that. And I'm like, if you don't eat that, you don't get anything. She's like, yeah, I'm just not gonna eat. And then I pick her up. She's like, okay, butter chicken, fish tacos, or brisket. It's up to you. And I'm like, what? It's like,
You
what are
created a
talking-
beast.
Just like, okay, yeah, that's my decision. That's my choice. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. But we finished. We made it all the way, and the mousse is absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna save some for them because I'll feel really bad if they don't get to try that. But do you have any final messages that you want to share to the naked food or the Chef Prish fans out there, or the raw vegan? I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm going to stop now.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
I just
yeah.
want to say to everybody, not
Yes.
just naked
To
food. and
everybody,
Chef
sure,
Prish,
sure.
is like, love the time you spend working with food. Love the time you have your hands involved in making food, because eating food is so much more than eating food. It's a relationship with the earth. It's symbiosis, and it's love, and it's an expression and a manifestation of love for what is provided to maximize our health, our well-being, and our joy. A lot of us live with this mindset that we don't have time to cook, and we don't have time for this, and we don't have, but we use all our time in consuming. But the act of working with food is really about a loving relationship with yourself.
Okay.
And so
I like that.
I feel like a lot of us need to learn how to love ourselves. Like, we don't really know how to do that. And investing the time and considering yourself enough of a value to invest in good vegetables and fruits is a testimony to your love relationship with yourself.
Love it.
So that is my final message for you.
That is unbelievable, and it's beautiful, and it's true. I know people will buy this super cheap food, but then they'll buy like a Benz or something. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you guys for watching the show. We'll catch you guys next week. If you want to follow Chef Prish, her links are in the description.
Thank
and
you.
also her website is in the description as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.